is me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to an extra special Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. Yes, I do not mean this lightly. I actually do have a world exclusive. I know, me, right? I've been holding on to this for quite a while. Why? Because I really wanted to take my time to think things through and how I wanted to deal with this, okay? I didn't want to rush in, and I wanted to make sure that I did this right, because what I've got, guys, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Now, everyone watching on the replay, you know the drill. Fast forward until I get to the main topic of this particular stream. Yes, my absolute world exclusive, Omid Scobie contacted me. This is not clickbait, guys. It is not clickbait. I repeat, this is not clickbait. He contacted me. He reached out to me. Not me to him. Him to me, okay? And guess what? Sussex squad ain't going to be happy. Woo, no. And potentially, by extension, Hazard and Megsy. I put a question mark on that bit. But before we jump into it, as always, my goodness, you guys have been absolutely insane sending support over my way even before this stream started. Firstly, with Denise, not gifting just one leadership. Oh no, 2 leaderships. So already, because of Denise technically started it herself, I can now declare that this stream is a gifting war. When it'll come up. There we go. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Denise, who started off the gifting war today on this stream herself. Also as well, going straight in soon after her. Hey up, Sergeant, our very own Sergeant George Harrison, being like, I know how to do a gifting war as well, Denise. 10 leaderships gifted to some of you lucky lot out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of both Denise and, as ever, our awesome Sergeant George Harrison. Also, as well, Jess2003, thank you so much for the $3.99 sugar box. Yes, and the ginger doggy farting arts. I clocked it and I went, yay, just before this stream, as if I wasn't excited enough. And Sharon Lynn be like, I can spank the join button all on me lonesome, becoming our newest alternate leader on this channel. So everyone say a special A up to Sharon, because she spanked the join button herself. So that's absolutely amazing, Sharon. Thank you so much. Also as well, General Scott, thank you so much for the $2 sugar box. Appreciate your face there, mate. Joanne Hawley, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying A up, Steph. A up, Joanne. How's it going? And Admiral Tinkle Tits in the house, saluting the Admiral. Thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar bucks. And you know that the sugars are watching. So let's keep on sending the support, because they ain't going to like that either. It's going to be a double burn for them today. Brandon Torres, hey up, Brandon. Brandon is working in the background for some super cool animations for the upcoming series Royal Court. So everyone, hearts in the chat for our Brandon. Thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar box and the ginger doggy fighting arts moment. I love it, and love it even more. Amanda Joel C, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying so proud he knew who to go to. Congratulations. Yeah, maybe. You'll see in a minute. General Scott, jumping into today's gifting war, gifting 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lot out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leaders, courtesy of our general. And for those that are just coming in right now, I will be starting the main topic in a moment and giving you this world exclusive. But as I always do, first and foremost, I always like to thank those that have already sent support in and given them a nice shout out. Everyone say hey up to the newest leaders, courtesy of our general. Oh my goodness, guys. Also as well, Nancy DVI, thank you so much for the $2 sugar box. Oh my goodness. The sugars are burning right now. Double burn, guys. And oh my goodness, yes, the ginger doggy farting arts moment. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh my goodness. Dax Coco, hey up Dax Coco. How's it going, mate? Thank you so much for the £2 sugar box. And Mr. Green Blob saying, hey you. Well, hey up you! How's it going, Dax? Tyrana Villanueva, thank you so much for the $2 sugar box and the ginger doggy fighting arts moment. Yay! Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. Do you know who won't be loving it right now? The sugars. And again, this is going to be a double burn on the sugars. Actually, technically a triple burn because I monetized those morons back in August. Thanks for the Vivienne Westwood jewellery, morons. So, yeah, and hey, at least I keep it 100 and I keep it honest. So that is how I am. T as in Tina, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the ginger doggy fighting arts moment. Yay. Thank you. Deb K says, I think yesterday you were talking about a specific tea you recommended. Can you please repeat? Yes. If one of the mods can put the link in the chat, it's called the dragonstreasure.com. They're the teas I love. Apple cider tea is my personal favourite because it tastes of apples, it smells of apples, it tastes fresh, it smells fresh. And if you use code ALTANERD, you get 10% off everything on that site. So yeah, if one of the mods can just put that link in, that would be great. And Joanne Hawley, is like, I know how to gift war as well. 5 leaderships gifted to some of you lucky lot out there. So everyone say hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Joanne. Oh my goodness, you guys are going nuts. Thank you so much for all your support. Dina is saying just waiting to see what actually happened. Yes, we will be getting on to that. I just want to go through everyone that sent their support first to me. Again, if you're watching on the replay, fast forward to when I start. You know the drill by now, or you should do anyway. Jean Woodhouse, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the ginger doggy farting arts moment. Yes. Love it. Thank you so much. My goodness. Ms. M, thank you so much for your support for the leadership. Saying, hi, Stef. Prayers for speedy recovery from the surgery. We will be thinking of you. Yes, so for those that don't know, I will be having surgery next week on Wednesday. In terms of filming after that, I think it's going to be hit and miss. But, whenever I am able to, film a video or go live, please support where you can. Nancy DVI has just jumped into today's gifting war as well, gifting 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lot out there. So again, everyone say hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Nancy DVI. Lulu's mum, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership. Steph says, hi sugars. Yeah, hey up morons. There we go. Valerie Handmade with Heart says, these sugars are going to be so burned, they are beyond caramel. Oh, just you wait. We'll be starting in a minute. Lynette, thank you so much for the $2 sugar box with a ginger doggy farting arts moment. Really appreciate that. My goodness. Laura Lee Lebrid, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership. Saying, so proud to have been at your side for this long. All your best, Steph. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Stephanie Blah Biddy Blah, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the ginger doggy fighting hearts moment. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Everyone, if you haven't done so already, smash the like button if you are extremely excited and interested in what Omid Scobie actually said to me. We'll see how many are really interested in this. Wancho, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the ginger doggy fighting arts moment. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Wild Tribe Claire, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks. Saying, hey, Steph, good for you. Your life is a whirlwind. LOL. Tell me about it. Oh, my goodness. We're going to go through it as much as I can anyway, and I'll explain that in a moment. Maureen Loudon, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the Mr. Green Blob saying cool. And it's your first ever super chat on a live stream. Thank you so much for choosing me to send a super chat, your first ever on a live stream. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. Right, guys. So, with that being said, let's get into this, shall we? Now, I'm going to be doing this a little bit differently to what you guys are used to. Usually I'll turn around and say, any support you send me, I'll get to it as and when I can whilst I'm presenting the main topic of the day, right? However, to interrupt whilst I'm doing this, nah. So, please do continue sending the support because you know the sugars are here right now. You know they're watching. So they hate it. They hate it when you send support our way. So continue to do that. And what I'll do is I'll show you up on the screen as I have been doing. So, for example, you'll come up on the screen like this, but I won't verbally shout you out, okay? But when I'm putting you on screen like this, use it as I'm giving a nod to you to thank you. Because, to interrupt, to get to it, to go back, no, not for this. This is too important, okay? If that makes sense. But like I say, continue to send the support, and that's how it's going to be whilst I'm presenting. World exclusive. I can't believe I'm doing this. Els Mikkelsen Stearman has just come in at the last minute. Thank you so much for the €11 sugar bucks. Saying, love your content. I'm a big fan from the Netherlands. Thank you. If you ever visit my country, I would like to show you around. Well, you never know. I'm definitely travelling the world at the moment. And yeah, I think the Netherlands would be really, really cool to go to. Absolutely. Right. Let's get into this. All right. So, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start at the beginning, like a storybook. Okay. So here we go. Do you remember this video? I released this video a couple of months back now, back in August, around about the middle of August. Now, at the time, we were getting a lot of attention from the Sugar Squad. Why? Because Andy and I had gone on Popcorn Palace and made a little joke that, when I go over to America in September to LA, why not go to Montecito and do the worldwide privacy tour, right? Something that we joked about. We did speak to, let's say, how do I put this? We did get legal advice prior to actually saying it out loud on a stream. And yeah, we were given the go-ahead that, if we're actually serious about it, hey, it's legal to do as long as you stick to public roads and you don't trespass in private areas, this, that, and the other. Yeah, you're absolutely Gucci to do it, right? Well, as soon as we said that, we got a lot of attention from the Sugars, right? And when I say attention, we got death threats. Well, I got death threats. I found out he didn't. Andy didn't, but I did. I got death threats and threats to harm and, a lot of cyberbullying and harassment. And the irony was they were accusing us of the cyberbullying, the harassment and all this lot when actually they were doing it to us, not the other way around, right? And so every single day for a while, I was like, do you know what? Screw you, Sugars. I'm going to expose you. You're telling me I'm the cyberbully and the threat and this, that, and the other? No, actually, you guys are. So every single day, I did a story exposing the Sugars for the monsters that they actually are, right? And one story that I did was this. So the title of the video was Facing Backlash. Meghan Markle's Sussex Squad called moronic to Omid Scobie, his shameful response. Now, the gist of this was, I found this article on Yahoo UK, and Omid Scobie was there with another royal journalist called Robert Jobson. And he blasted the Sussex Squad as he discussed the royal family's treatment of Megxie and Hazza, right? And he turned round and he said the moronic, the this, that, and the other, right? Jobson was absolutely pummeling the Sussex Squad, right? Now, the article, right, makes out that there was no response from Omid Scobie whatsoever, okay? that Omid Scobie didn't agree with Jobson or disagree, right? So because of that, I took it as, well, hang on a minute, he stayed quiet. He stayed quiet whilst a colleague of his in the same arena of journalism was completely blasting the Sussex Squad, right? Omid Scobie stayed quiet. That spoke volumes to me at the time. And so I released this video, and a couple of days later, oh yeah, I tell you, this is not clickbait, guys. He wrote to me. He DM'd me. He went on Twitter. He found me and he messaged me. He sought me out and he messaged me. Now, let me be absolutely clear on this before we move any further. I'm not going to show you all the messages. Why? Because there's part of the messages that, keeping confidential, this, that, and the other. I want to keep my integrity. He turns around and he says, look, keep this confidential. I have integrity. I'm trustworthy. So that's not going to see the light of day. What I am going to show you, though, is, what he's allowed me to show you, okay? And what I think is appropriate to be able to show you as well, okay? So a little bit of a mixture of both, all right? I hope that makes sense, and I hope that you respect my decision on that. But still, guys, this is juicy AF. So let's go, all right? So, yeah, he messages me. He messages me completely out of the blue. Now, you have to understand, right at the beginning, when I saw this message, first thing I did was I double-checked. I was like, is this some kind of scam Twitter? Because, Elon Musk now. Anyone could be Omid Scobie, right? No, I double-checked. This is the Omid Scobie. This is him. This is what's happened, all right? So he messages me and he says, hi, Stef. Hope this message finds you well. Sending this in confidence. And while I realise there's no automatic protection under UK law, re broadcasting private messages, I hope you will, in good faith, respect my wish. And again, let me be very clear on this. I am doing, in terms of, I'm only showing essentially what Omid and I have agreed to. And I am showing a little bit more that I think is reasonable, just to kind of give a little bit more context to the situation, if that makes sense. But yeah, I have to be reasonable, I have to be trustworthy, and have to be respectful, not only for him, but for myself as well, okay? Again, I hope that makes sense. So what he does is he then explains to me, okay? And I'm paraphrasing here. But he explains to me that in the past, he had actually been very vocal on Twitter about people being nasty towards others, about people being negative towards others, whether it's the Sussex Squad or the people that are in support of the royal family, or, the Cambridge Squad, if you want to call it that, right? He said in the past, he used to be very vocal against everyone who was negative, whether you were a Sussex Squad, royal family supporter, or let's say the Cambridge Squad, right? But he felt like it was a losing battle, so he stopped being vocal against them. And I was like, hang on a minute, really? Because I haven't seen any evidence of that. So what I did was I was like, okay, I don't necessarily trust you as far as I can throw you, mate, all right? So I thought, all right, let's really go back. Let's really go ham on his Twitter, because he said that he was really, really vocal on Twitter, all right? So I was like, okay, let's really, really go back on this and see if you have been vocal against the Sussex Squad. Sussex Squad, you ain't gonna like this. He doesn't approve of you guys. Yeah, and yeah. Omid Scobie does not approve of the Sussex Squad. Omid Scobie, in the past, has condemned the Sussex Squad for their toxicity, for their nastiness, for their bullying. So you have got, all right, the cheerleader, the supposed cheerleader, all right, alleged cheerleader, if you want to call it that, of Hazza and Megzi, condemning the Sussex squad. He'd be like, no, I do not agree with your tactics, Sussex squad. Calm it. Stop it now. Sussex squad, are you crying yet that Hazza and Megzi's cheerleader does not approve of you guys? Because you know what? I'm laughing right now. Here we go. Here are the receipts that I was able to get from his Twitter. And I had to go really, really back for this. This is the one back in 2018. He's saying, look, this is getting out of hand. Mudslinging and nasty comments are uncalled for. Not here for that kind of negativity. Here's one back in 2020 saying, I've repeatedly asked to keep things positive, but don't have time to constantly police other people's negativity. And I certainly don't see others doing so or even being told to. Go figure. That said, when I do get free moments, I make sure to hide and block where necessary. So here he's like, yo, Sussex squad, keep it positive. Stop being negative. Stop being divs. Stop being cyberbullies. Stop the harassment. Stop the death threats. He's not standing for them at all when they're like that. Oh my goodness, he's completely condemning them. Here's another one. So here he is showing Duchess Kate back in 2020 leading an online school assembly for at Oak National on Thursday to speak about the importance of mental well-being and kindness. And there's a lot of negativity from, of course, the Sugars. And, I definitely have to read this out. Sorry, guys, it's my mate, Nate. Hey up, Nate. How's it going, honey? Thank you so much for the Sugar Books, saying the squad is in trouble. I've been getting messages about it too. Ooh. Dude, I'll DM you afterwards. That's interesting. That is interesting, mate. And Dragon's Treasure, thank you so much for the $10 Sugar Bucks, saying, hey, yo, who's giving me all this extra work? Hi. Hey up, my friend. So, here we go. So, he's tweeting out about what Princess Catherine's doing. The Sugar Squad inevitably goes into his tweet and goes absolutely nuts on her, as usual, right? He's condemning them. Sugars, he's condemning you. He does not approve of your message. He's saying, guys, enough already. I've no issue with people voicing different opinions, stroke views, but there's no need to reduce yourself or the thread to name-calling, nasty comments, or petty bickering. Haven't we got enough negativity in the world right now? I mean, to be fair, he's right. When he's right, okay, guys? We do have enough negativity in the world right now, and there's a fly and it's annoying the hell out of me. Never mind. Moving swiftly on, right? Yeah, we do have enough negativity in the world right now. And if the Sugars disbanded, the negativity would go down like a zillion points in the world, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But again, here, another example of him condemning the Sussex squad. Sugars, you ain't feeling so sweet now, are you? Let's go on to my next receipt. Oh, I got receipts for days, guys. This was fun. When I found the first one, then the rest just came like dominoes at that point. Okay, so we got another one. This was back in 2022. He says, I rarely read the comments after a few minutes of posting, whether it's post about Kate, Meghan, William or Harry, they all attract negativity and it's impossible to police. I used to try, but I gave up. It's a thankless, time-consuming and depressing task. So what he's saying here is whether it was negativity against Megzi or Hazza or Princess Catherine or Prince William, he would be very vocal about that negativity and say, look, cut that out. I don't want that negativity. I don't want that poison, that harassment, that cyberbullying anywhere near my tweets. Cut it out. He says he used to do that, but he says, do you know what? It's a losing battle. It's a losing war, so I've given up. We're not doing that anymore. There's no point, right? But here, he's literally saying again, For example, one side point here is when the sugars used to go on my tweets when I would tweet about Prince William and Princess Catherine, and the sugars would go in with their toxicity and their nastiness, I used to turn around and be like, cut it out. I do not approve. Stop it. Again, another example, sugars. Omid Scobie, the alleged, the supposed, as far as I'm concerned, the cheerleader of Harry and Meghan does not approve of you. He disowns you. He don't like you. He don't like your negativity. He really doesn't. Here's another one. He says, I've noticed some people seem to enjoy tweeting nasty comments about certain individuals underneath my posts. This was back in 2019, right? Everyone is entitled to voice their opinion on here, but I won't tolerate hate or mean-spiritedness towards others on my feed. Please think twice before hitting send. Sugars, are you listening to this? Are you reading this right now? Because you might turn around and say, oh, well, it was one tweet. Guys, I'm giving you the receipts. Sugars, I'm giving you the receipts. Time and time again, Omid Scobie's turning around and saying he does not approve of you guys. He does not approve of your toxicness, of your cyber harassment, your cyber bullying. Cut that shiz out. Again, cheerleader of Harry and Meghan is saying this to you guys, you sugars out there that inevitably are watching right now. Hi, morons. Oh, my goodness. Here's another one back in 2020, right? You think you're sick and tired of the seas? Oh, I got more. It's time society had a serious conversation about the toxic nature of cancel culture on social media. People no longer get a chance to defend themselves. Instead, listen to this, sugars. It's just a stream of hate and rush to demonise until the target is broken. Please think before you tweet. Now, in all honesty, before we get to the next receipt, I doubt that any member of the Sussex squad actually have a couple of brain cells between their ears to actually be able to think anything before they tweet. Okay, that was a low blow. I know, it's a bit of a joke there. But, Sussex squad, listen, think before you tweet. Stop with the stream of hate. Stop rushing to demonise, to try and break your target. Like you tried to do with me and Andy. You tried to break us with your stream of hate back in August. Guess what? It didn't work. Because we monetised you morons instead. Again, thanks for the Vivienne Westwood jewellery. But yeah. He's literally speaking to you guys as well, saying stop. He does not approve. He does not like you guys. Like I said, sugars, you were not going to like this. My title is not clickbait. Here's the final receipt before we move on further in this story. So he says, here, back in 2020 again, I get that people are passionate on here, but the negativity and hate towards stroke about others under my posts need to stop. Some of the recent comments have been awful, and I don't have time to vet them. Please think before posting. We rise by lifting others and not trashing them. Now, like I say, I'll call a spade a spade. I agree with the last bit. We rise by lifting others, not trashing them, right? I've always said, right? We lift each other up. We don't tear each other down because that's the way that we roll. He's basically saying the same thing here right at the end. So I agree with him on that. But yeah, he's literally saying again, sugars, stop with the hate. Stop with the awful comments. Because, yeah, I'm not approving of you. I don't like you guys when you do the hate comments, when you do the cyber harassment, when you do the cyber bullying. He's literally denouncing the sugars, the sugar squad. He does not approve of them whatsoever. And he doesn't do it now in recent times because, as he said, he tried to do this in the past. Here are the receipts. Here are the screen dumps that I was able to get from his Twitter feed. And it fell on deaf ears because we all know what the sugar squad's like now. They're still nasty as hell. They're still hate-filled. They're still cyberbullying and cyber harassing and sending death threats and threats to harm. I know that because it happened to me, and I've done streams showing you receipt after receipt after receipt, all of those DMs. Yeah, Sugars, are you crying yet? Because I'm laughing. I am laughing. Because we're ending this game. We're ending this game. Now, as a result of finding those receipts, okay, what I did was I responded back to him. And I said, look, you know, I thanked him for taking the time to reach out to me, you know, being respectful, being cordial, all that lot. I said, look, as a sign of good faith, I've retracted the video in question. So this video now, right, you can't find, okay? You can't find, it's private. It's done, okay? I've retracted it. Because at the end of the day, even though the article that I had found indicated that, look, you know, there was a colleague of his, or another royal reporter that completely denounced the Sussex squad, and the article made out that Omid Scobie stayed silent. So as far as I was concerned at the time, his silence was everything, right? It said everything to me. No, actually, he reached out. I was like, okay, let's dig into this a little bit deeper than I would usually. I went back years, as you could tell with those screenshots. I was like, shiz the bed, he actually has done. He has actually denounced the Sussex squad, the Sugar squad. And so I was like, okay, I've found the receipts now. Thanks so much for reaching out. As a sign of good faith, I've retracted the video in question by setting it as private, right? And so then what he then said, I'll show you here a little bit. So here we go. He says, hi, Stef. Thanks for the reply and hearing me out. I hope you don't think my intention was for the video to be removed because it honestly hadn't crossed my mind. And so I want to show you this because I don't want you guys to think, okay, that Omid Scobie reached out to me to knock down this video, right? He never once in his initial message, and I'll be fair to him, never once in his initial message asked me to take this video down. Not once. He was just like, look, I want to keep the record straight. I have actually denounced the Sussex squad in the past. So in the future, can you just bear that in mind if you're going to talk about me and the Sussex squad again? That was basically the gist of it, right? And so I want to show you this message because I want to prove to you guys that if any of you are thinking, oh, well, he just reached out to try and pressure me to retract that video and turn it private. No, he didn't. I want to be fair to him on this, okay? And I think it's fair and reasonable to show this to prove that to you guys because I don't want any rumours about that starting, okay? So he says, yeah, hi, Stef. Thanks for replying and hearing me out. I hope you don't think my intention was for the video to be removed because it honestly hadn't crossed my mind. My note was simply more for the purposes of bearing my words in mind for any future commentary. There you go. If it's going to cause you problems or too many questions, then by all means, please reinstate it, and I genuinely mean that. So me changing it to private, if I started getting messages and like, why have you taken the video down? He was like, no, put it back up. It's fine. Like, I want to show you this, right? If you are not, however, choosing to put the video back up, then I have no problem with you mentioning that I reached out privately. So here is the proof to show that in terms of what I've showed you guys, Omid and I have that agreement in terms of what I've shown you. Plus a little bit more here just to give you a little bit more context that, you know, he never asked me initially ever to take this video down, okay? So I just turned round afterwards and I then responded just saying, look, thanks for replying, also hear me out. Look, it was my choice to take it down because to me, it was the right thing to do in my mind. I'd found receipts that you had denounced the Sussex squad publicly in the past, even though you haven't done it recently. I understand why. It's talking to a brick wall. It's a losing war. Fair play. All right. And I ended it with a little bit of a cheeky request. I was like, I wouldn't mind getting an early cheeky copy on Endgame if one was just to land on my doorstep. Funnily enough, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. I have to wait like the rest of us until release day. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of it. So in conclusion, I initially released this video in the middle of August during my tirade against the Sussex squad, against the Sugars, to show them how evil, toxic they actually are, right? I released this video the middle of August that involves Omid Scobie. The article makes out that Robert Jobson, he blasts the Sussex squad, but Omid stays silent, and that silence meant everything to me at that point. He sees this video, he reaches out to me. He wants to clarify, look, I am not for the Sussex squad, especially when they are toxic, vile, when they're cyberbullying and everything else in between. I'm not for that. And furthermore, I have publicly denounced them in the past. I went back even further than I would have done. 2019, 2020, 2018 even at one point. I saw some messages. I got the receipts. In good faith, I thought, do you know what? There are the receipts. Fair enough. In good faith, I'm going to private that video. And I did. I responded back to him with that. He says, look, my intention wasn't for you to take down that video. It was just so you knew if you were going to then do any future commentary. And then I ended our communication pretty much with, you want to send me an early cheeky copy? I wouldn't say no. Never got one. Thanks, Omid. But yeah, overall, it is true. Omid Scobie has denounced the Sussex squad. Omid Scobie does not approve of the Sussex squad, especially when they are toxic and they are vile and they are spewing out all sorts of cyberbullying. Sussex squad, the cheerleader of Hazard and Megzi, does not approve of your tactics, does not approve of your squad. Now what? Now what? Your move, dumbasses. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And this is a thing, right? Whilst I was going through that series, when I was completely exposing the Sussex squad, when they were accusing Andy of the cyberbullying, the cyber harassment, the stalking, this, that, and the other, I was shining the light on them, actually saying, no, it's not us that's doing it, it's you that's doing it, right? And I was doing it for two reasons. A, because I could, and it was fun, and, monetize the morons. Again, thanks for the jewellery. But B, to try and put pressure on let's initially Hazard and Megzi, right? To turn around and say, do you know what? We're against cyberbullying and harassment on the internet. I mean, they've invested in, charities, this, that, and the other that are trying to tackle it. Supposedly invested, whatever, right? But here we go, right? Hazard and Megzi, they'll denounce it and they'll condemn it, cyberbullying and harassment, when it's to them. But when it's done in their name, crickets, quiet, silence, zip, right? Zip. And so I was hoping maybe a little bit of movement on that. Guess what? We did. Their cheerleader, Omid Scobie. Interesting, right? Meghan's Mole, my friend. Oh, my goodness. If you're not subscribed to Meghan's Mole already, you're living under a rock. Please do so right now. She's absolutely freaking amazing, and I love the pants off of her. Thank you so much for the sugar bucks. She's saying, don't fall for it, Stef. He puts up those messages knowing SS will trash the royals whilst he acts innocent. I have photos of Scobie with sugars. Don't cap for him for a moment. It's calculated. Look, at the end of the day, do I fully trust him? No. Will he fully trust me? Hell no. Let's call a spade here, right? Okay? Fair play, right? However, he can take pictures with the Sussex squad. All he wants, right? Fair enough. But guess what, Sussex squad? He's also denounced you. He's also criticised you. Publicly. He don't like you. He don't like the vile hate that you spew out. He don't like the harassment that you spew out in the name of Harry and Meghan. He's told you to stop. That's my point. Whether he is trying to act innocent or not, Meghan's mole hun. Do you see where I'm coming from here? If that's the case, again, let's call a spade a spade. He's playing both sides. And I've just then exposed that. Either way, right? Either way. But the main takeaway from this, as far as I'm concerned, is A, she's the bed. He reached out to me. Fair play. And again, let me be very, very clear on this. There was a lot more that we discussed. But for my own integrity, my own honesty, I'm not going to go through all that because I've told him that I wouldn't. Okay. That's, because I'm trustworthy, right? I'll be trustworthy. I'll hold that bar. I'm not ashamed to do that. Right? But the other takeaway is that he was turning around and he was saying, actually, yeah, I have condemned the Sussex squad in the past publicly. I don't like them, especially when they're vile and they're spewing hate and their usual tactics. And me finding those receipts, screenshotting them so I can show you guys today. To me, Sugar Squad, you got a problem. Megxie and Haz's cheerleader does not like you, especially when you're vile and full of hate and you do your whole tactic of the cyberbullying and harassment and the doxing and the death threats and the threats to harm. Yeah, you don't have the support of Hazza and Megxie's cheerleader as much as you thought you did. Hate to break it to you. Actually, no, I don't hate. I love to break it to you. Karen Nelson says, you rock, Stef. You always have amazing info, incredible energy, and no exclusives. I know, right? So fun to have the story makers come to you. Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Anyone that's watching right now, by all means, if you want to reach out to me in confidence, a lot of people have. I've never, ever, 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 ever mentioned at all who, what was being discussed or anything like that. So if you want to reach out to me in confidence, you can do. Andy has taught me how to, deal with sources confidentially, how to speak off the record, all that malarkey. And so, yeah, if you are watching and you want to reach out to me, by all means, my Twitter DMs are open, my email, stefthealternerd@gmail.com. Anything that you want to speak off the record will be off the record. Anything that you say can be on the record. I will speak then on the record and I will know the difference. And so, yeah, hope this proves I am trustworthy and I do have integrity. And honesty as well. Karen Nelson, thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar buck, saying, I never believe liars, most never change, but nice scabies is hopefully boosting your audience. Hey guys, how's it all going? Oh my goodness, why? How many are... Wow, okay. There was like 2,500 that were watching at one point. To be fair, guys, for those that are watching, if you haven't done so already, please let me take this opportunity to ask you first and foremost to spank that like button. It's the kind of spanking I really encourage you guys to do to me. And comment down below if you're watching on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Spank the like button as well, so more people can watch this stream and watch this world exclusive from me and hear all about how Omid Scobie, via my receipts, don't like the Sussex squad at all. Has condemned them. Doesn't like them, especially when they're vile. Oh, Sussex squad. Does it burn yet? Does it burn yet? But yeah. Maria and Alfie Poe, thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar buck, saying, Scabies knows you are for Stef. Keep it up, love. Well, I have to admit, like I say, do I trust him 100%? No. Will he trust me 100%? Hell no. Again, let's keep this real, okay? But, hey, I respect him for reaching out to me. you know, reaching out to, quote, the other side. Do you know what I mean? Fair play to him. Jean Rick, thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar box and the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. Really, really appreciate that. Now, we are in the live portion of the stream. So, anyone that sends me it says if I've never streamed before, I've just had a brain fart. A super chat, super sticker, or a member-only chat, your chats are guaranteed to be read out. Everyone else, I'm just going to pick and choose what stands out to me. And there we go. Laura says, yep, Omid is playing both sides for his advantage. Well, if that's the case, then I've just exposed that. Sugars, what you still going to do? Because again, I've just shown you that Hazza and Megsy's cheerleader, through these receipts, does not approve of your message. He don't like you, especially when you're vile. Don't like it. Don't like it one bit. What are you going to do now? Bobby Fields, Duchess of Muchless, says he has to appear acceptable in public. He knows how. Even so, the receipts are there. He has denounced the Sussex squad. He does not like them, again, especially when they are vile. $1.99 sugar box from Katie Artist 94. Thank you so much for that. Saying we needed a Stef stroke Meghan's Mull debate on popcorn. That's absolutely fine by me. It'll be a healthy, wonderful debate between two mates. I'm okay for that. I'm all right for that. Anna Silva says, give some credit to Stef. She's incredibly smart. She can take care of herself. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Stephanie Blabity Blah says, double monkey, is it? Is it double monkey time? Oh my goodness, and then some. My goodness, yes, double monkey time. We'll get onto that in a moment. Let's just go through a few more of your messages. Pee-wee says, Scooby-Doo is trying to play you, Steph. Please proceed with caution. Oh, yeah. I mean, again, like I said, do I 100% trust him? Hell no. Will he 100% trust me? Again, hell no. Come on. Let's wake up to the reality of the situation, right? But this is the thing, right? Regardless if he is playing me or not, right? Regardless if he's playing me or not. Let's say he is playing me, okay? That is an absolute possibility. Very much open to that notion, right? Fair enough. Okay. The fact remains, I've just shown you receipts on his Twitter that I screenshotted showing him condemning the Sussex squad. That's the bit. Now, whether you think he's doing that for show or not, don't matter. The fact remains, I've got receipts now showing that Omid Scobie has condemned the Sugar Squad, does not approve of their message of hate and vile and toxicity. He doesn't approve. He don't approve of their tactics. Megsy and Hazard's cheerleader. Do you see where I'm coming from? Again, let's say he is playing me. I've still got those receipts that shows that he has done that. Sussex Squad, he don't approve of your message or your tactics. Megsy and Hazard's cheerleader, guys. Oh, that's got to burn. That's got to burn. Let's see what else is going on here. Jane Doe says, you respect him for manipulating you? No. No. I didn't say that. I said I respected him for reaching out to me, right? He didn't have to. He could have stayed silent, left it, and that were it. And I would have never, ever gone deeper and gone years back, more than I would have done, and found those receipts showing that, yes, he actually has condemned the Sussex squad publicly, right? No. I don't respect him for any manipulation that he's doing. If he's done that, then at that point, I'm burning him and I'll show you all the messages then at that point. No. I respect him for reaching out to me in the first place. That's it. That is it. Nope, 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 nope. I haven't fallen for anything. I've just shown you receipts of him publicly condemning the Sussex squad. Again, whether you believe he's done that publicly as a false flag or not, or is manipulating or whatever, it don't matter. The fact remains he tweeted out those messages condemning the Sussex squad. Publicly. That's it. I haven't fallen for anything. I haven't. Now, there is an argument to say that he's playing both sides. Okay, fair enough. If that's the case, then I've exposed that as well. Because you can see him, he's taken pictures with sugars as well. Yeah, but he's also condemned them. So then in that respect, if you're going to go down that route, then I've exposed him for the two-facedness that he is. In that respect. Sergeant George Harrison, thank you so much for the $10 sugar bucks, saying they all need admissions to a mental hospital. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All the Sussex squad need to get their head checked. Absolutely. Because those that send hate and death threats and vile and toxic messages, yeah, you're not well, as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Mary says, I now don't trust you, Stef. It's all about the sugar bucks for you now. No. 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 What the hell? No. Not at all. It's about me presenting the information as I found it and as I got it. It's as simple as that. Now, I've made a decision as to how I have interpreted the information that I've received and that I found in terms of the receipts. Now it's up to you whether you agree with me or not. If you agree, fair enough. If you disagree, that's okay as well. We're not always going to agree, and that's fine. And I'll still respect you all the same. Inish Vinesh, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks, saying keep it up, Stef. You always check the facts. There we go. Always. In my videos, I'm always giving you receipts. This is no different. If anything, this is good news. This is good news. Absolutely good news. Does that make sense to any of you? Omid Scobie has publicly denounced the Sussex squad. That's good news to me. I don't know about you, but it's good news to me. Let's see. DJ says he needs to keep denouncing them. Just doing it once years ago is not much. Yeah, I mean, to me, I agree with that. To me, I think he should continue to do it. He should continue to publicly denounce the sugars and not stop ever, right? But I do understand as well, dealing with the sugars myself, that you're kind of speaking to a brick wall and they don't listen and they're just going to do what they're going to do with the vile and toxic hit that they've got inside. They're going to do it anyway, you know? But I do agree. It would mean even more if he still did it to this day. Absolutely. Totally. Totally. Kit H says, it just shows Stef that they're watching and you do what you do best. Show them receipts. Squad is shaking in their boots. There we go. Done. Done. Right? This is good news, guys. This is totally good news. DJ says, doing it once years ago is so little as he's taken pics with them and praised them in other tweets. Yeah, and like I said earlier on, it would mean even more if he continued to publicly denounce them to this day. tweeting out what he used to tweet out years ago. Absolutely. I agree with that. And yes, he has taken pics with them and he's praised them in other tweets, right? Yeah, totally. Like I said, right? We've either, right, exposed him for publicly denouncing the Sussex squad, which I think I've done many times over now with the receipts, as simple as that, with the added option of, well, hang on a minute, have we also exposed him as well for being two-faced? For denouncing the Sugars years ago, but then trying to be on side with them as well and be pally-pally with them. I used to go to an all-girls school, and oh my goodness, it's why I get on more with men than I do with women, in all honesty, because the all-girls school that I went to, they'd say one thing and they'd be talking behind your back, right? Yeah? And maybe that's the situation with Omid Scobie and the Sussex squad, you know? Pally-pally with them, but behind the back, yeah, he's not a fan of them. Maybe we've exposed that then as well, in that respect. Again, do you see where I'm coming from? No, I'm not. I'll bite me sen. It was like a cheeky ask at the end. Like, of course I'm going to take the opportunity to ask him. Hey, if you want to send a cheeky copy my way, I wouldn't say no. Like, of course I'm going to ask. What the hell? But I've said all along, I'm going to buy it at midnight and I'm going to make a ton of videos and I'm going to release them. It's as simple as that. Dean C says, Steph seems to be done. Haters in the chat. Don't let me bother you. I think you've done the right thing. Thank you. Amanda Joel C says, I see what you're saying, Steph. There we go. There we go. Drew the French Bulldog Puppy says, don't stress, Steph. You can't please everyone. It makes sense to me. Still don't trust him, but it's a start. Right? I don't trust him fully, as he wouldn't trust me fully. Of course. Sergeant George Harrison says, sugar alert. Uh-oh. Sugar alert. Hey up, sugars. How's it going? Kaylo says, I see your point, but you tax the royal family in the name of the Harkles in his books, and that's okay. It's not. It's not. And I absolutely get your point. I mean, in the book, from what we know so far in Endgame, right, he's attacking like all the members of the royal family from what we know, yet he's not mentioning anything about Hazard in terms of his past, you know, with his racism, you know, wearing the World War II bad guy suit, with everything that, damn that fly, go away, with everything that he's done against the royal family, all his controversies. Don't look like he's mentioning any of that from what we know. Don't look like he's mentioning anything bad that Megsy's done. Seems like they're totally innocent from what we know with Endgame. Yeah, everyone else in the royal family is evil. And he's attacking them. Yeah, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. And attacking the royal family in the name of the Harkles, I believe that. I believe that. Totally believe that. I mean, hello, finding freedom, anyone? Just saying. Coastal Angel 20 says, Scobie messaged Steph months ago, and Steph went years back to find receipts to prove Scobie denounced the Sugars. Yep. There you go. That's what I did. A lot of people are asking me to put the video back up. I'm not going to. I'm not going to put the video back up because, as far as I'm concerned, it's, to me, about integrity and honesty. I found receipts showing he denounced the Sugars publicly, and so I took that video down. It's as simple as that. At least you know, with me doing that, at least you know that I am honest and that I do have integrity and that I believe in the information that I'm providing to you, and that when I am proven wrong, that I will take it down. And I will explain it like I'm doing right now. At least there's that. I will never, ever, 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 and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, 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 knowingly mislead you. No, not happening. But we are all human, right? And there are times when we make mistakes. Fair play. And I clean up my mistakes. And then let everyone know that Scobie has publicly denounced the Sugars and he ain't a big of a Sugar Squad fan as the Sugar Squad may think he is. Hi, Sugars. Whew. Laura says he has been menacing to the British royal family. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Ms. M, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. Really, 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 really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So much. Lou Liz says, sorry for being negative, Stef. We just don't want to lose you to the dark side. Oh, never. Oh, and don't apologise. It's absolutely fine, Lou Liz. You ain't losing me to the dark side. Oh, no. No. And, yeah, no. I do live in reality. Don't you worry about that, guys. And, yeah, that's not going to happen. Ever, okay? Ever. However, right, guys, one thing that you have to know about me is that I do try and be balanced when it comes to, you know, providing the information that I find on the internet and whatnot, right? And there have been times, guys, on my channel where I actually have done videos defending Harry and Meghan, right? That's not you losing me to the dark side. That's just me doing what I think is right for that particular story that I found, right? And again, that shows and that should prove to you guys that you can trust me, because I will keep it 100 and I will present to you the information and tell you it in the definition that I believe in what I'm telling you and I am not BSing you. Does that make sense as well? I hope it does. But I promise you guys right now, you're not losing me to the dark side. No way. Not at all, okay? I am still Stef the Alternate. I am still not a fan of Hazard and Megxit. I'm still not a fan of Omid Scobie. Best believe, okay? Right? But this happened. He reached out to me. And so I wanted to tell you guys about it. I waited this long because this happened in August. But I waited this long because I wanted to do it right. And I wanted to present the information in a way that I'm not BSing you. And I'm just telling you and I'm showing you the receipts. And then you guys can make up your own decision, right? It's as simple as that. There you go. Laura says, thank you for the clarification, Steph. You're welcome. You're welcome. Blue Moon 75 says, I wish you would show all his messages. You have to understand that even though I don't trust him, I've said that, I don't trust him. I'm not the world's biggest fan of Omid Scobie, right? And he probably ain't the biggest fan of me. Again, let's keep this 100. We are not best mates. No way. I would not want to be his friend. I wouldn't want him to be my friend. don't trust him, right? He reached out. I've shown you what I can show you because there was some stuff that was off the record. And someone in my position, right, I have to hold a level of integrity to maintain that, okay? Maintain my own integrity, my own trust, and my own honesty. For when anyone contacts me and says, this is off the record, it's off the record and it don't see the light of day unless you tell me it can see the light of day, right? So, do you know what? It would be cool to be able to show you all the messages. I'll be very, very honest with you. It would be cool. It would be cool. It would be cool. But I can't. From my own integrity, my own honesty, right? Does that make sense? Debbie Campbell says, Steph just said it, her interpretation of what she found doesn't make it fact. Had he denounced the Sugar Squad or a few others by name, then there would be credibility. Okay, this is why I said my interpretation, right? Okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, I've shown you the receipts that I found showing, right, that he has denounced the Sugar Squad, right? That is it. They're the receipts. They are shown. I said interpretation because, how do I put this? Some of you guys aren't believing it. Some of you guys have your own quote interpretation of what you've just shown, what's just been shown. Now, I don't understand why you've got that. Okay. So all I'm saying is we've got a different perspective, a different point of view. Okay. I believe in the receipts that I have found showing he is denouncing the Sugar Squad. Right? Some of you guys are not. That's all I meant by that. So don't get it twisted. Really, really don't. Don't get it twisted. Okay? But that is the bit why I said my interpretation. Because some of you guys are not taking what I'm presenting to you and agreeing with what I'm saying. You have a different thought about it. So I'm just acknowledging that. I hope that makes sense. It better make sense. They're the receipts. He's denounced the Sugar Squad. Sugars be crying right now. Ross Ferguson, thank you so much for the £4.99 sugar bucks. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. Maria 24T says Steph has to report all the tea. She knows what she's doing. Thank you. Justine Kesner says, Steph, the sugars are getting dissolved. I quite like that. The sugars are getting dissolved. I like that. Lynn Strope, thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar bucks, saying he needs to condemn them now. Years ago doesn't count. I think you are starstruck. Okay. Am I starstruck? No. Was I shocked at the beginning? Yeah. Because it was completely out of the blue. Like, what the hell? And I had to double check like a couple of times that it was actually him, right? But I do agree that it would be much more stronger if he condemns them now. I said that earlier on when someone else was saying it as well. I totally agree. It would be much stronger that he would condemn them now. But the fact remains, whether you think he's playing or not, whether you think he's doing it just for the optics or not, the tweets there remain. He's condemned the sugars. And it makes it even worse when you take into account that he's seen, taking pictures with them and, hyping them up as well. Wouldn't that mean then that based on what I've just shown you guys, he's playing both sides then potentially? Wouldn't it mean that? Peach Blossom says, Steph is being fair. Yeah. Yeah, I am. But I was always try and be fair. Always. David Alp says, no. Stef cannot show all the messages because she's promised not to. Stef always keeps to her word and integrity. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yes. And that should show to you guys that I am trustworthy and I am honest. That should prove it even more. Bela Wolf says, Princess Catherine on the cover of People, Megsy Burn. Total Megsy Burn. Princess Catherine doing anything is a Megsy Burn as far as I'm concerned. She always does it better than Megsy. Always does it better than Megsy. Keep It Real says, Steph, if I told you I killed someone, would it stay secret? No. Okay, I'll put in a little bit of apples and oranges there, because then you've committed a crime. And I'm not a priest. So it ain't under, like, the protection of confession when it comes to Catholicism and all that lot. Do you know what I mean? But Patty Tadar says, why didn't you come out in August but instead waited for the book? Doesn't make you look good. Andy will attest to this, okay? I have been thinking long and hard about doing this stream, doing this video, what to present to you, finding the receipts. It was a while. And how, I was going to present it to you. I wanted to, treat this with as much integrity and honesty as possible. And I knew what I had was something different. This is different to a normal Steph the Alter Nerd video stream, right? This is way different. And so I needed to figure out how I was going to deal with it. It's something I've never, ever had to encounter before, ever, right? And I've been speaking to Andy and, getting his advice and just working through it. And in all honesty, if we're really, really going to get down to it, actually building up the courage to do this. Because I was scared of a little bit of backlash on this. For people to think, oh, Omid Scobie's reached out to me. Am I some kind? I started getting, it's going to sound really ridiculous. I started getting really paranoid about it a little bit. Like reporting on this and you guys thinking that, as someone said earlier on, I've gone to, you're scared I've gone to the dark side or I'm some kind of double secret agent because somehow Omid and I are like speaking every day or something like that. No. That was only in August and that's it. No contact since, best believe, right? And so, yeah, I was kind of scared and getting paranoid as to how you guys would actually take this news as well, which put me off even further. And so, yeah, it took me a while to build up the courage to actually do this as well, best believe. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, it's coincided with the release of his book. But there's also a reason for that as well. It's because I've got an operation on Wednesday and I don't know when I will be able to do another video or do another stream. And so the sentiment there was, look, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to do it now. I'm just going to have to do it now. Rip that Band-Aid off. Show you as much as I can. All my receipts. And that's it. And wherever the chips lie, the chips lie. Do you see where I'm coming from? Margaret McLennan says he's making you defend him. Not exactly. No. It's a case of setting the record straight as far as I'm concerned. I was wrong in that initial video, okay, and setting the record straight. And I've done that before. And there's no harm in me doing that now. But the added context to this is, as I said before, Omid does not approve of the sugars when they're vile and toxic. You don't approve of their message, guys. Shaz, thank you so much for the £10 sugar buck, saying, Steph, just got back in, but would like to say please be careful with Omid, as he isn't as innocent and blocks people who call him out on his comments about Princess Catherine. I have DMs proving this from him. Yeah, I don't... Shaz, thank you so much. And thank you so much for becoming a leader as well. Really, really appreciate that, honey. Thank you. And Kitsy Bits says, Steph, I trust you, just not him. Firstly, thank you. Secondly, as I said before, and I'll say it again, do I 100% trust Omid Scobie? Hell no. Does he 100% trust me? Hell no, right? You got no freaking chance. Cat and dog. Chalk and cheese. Like, no, we don't trust each other. Of course not. Of course not. Guess what? As far as I'm concerned, I've just proven Scobie does not approve of the sugars. Again, especially when they're vile and nasty and all that lot. Brigitte Declare, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying, like a real journalist should be, right? Reporting what is fact, regardless of their feelings. Steph, you're better than loads out there. Yeah, that's the thing. Again, whether you trust him or not, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. And he'll probably say the same as well, right? Yeah? I have found tweets from him in the past. Yes. Would it be even better if he did it even now? Yes, of course. But I found tweets in the past. He's condemned the sugars. He doesn't like the hate. He don't like the vileness and the toxicity. That's it. Done. Game over. Now, again, whether you're thinking he's doing it for optics or he actually means it or whatever, the tweets still are there. They still remain. Right? He has publicly called them out and does not approve of them. And then if you're going to go one step further and say, well, hang on a minute, the sugars, he's been in pictures with them and he's been shouting them out and lifting them up, this, that and the other. Well, do you know what? That's even worse then. Because then that's showing that he's two-faced, right? Because on one side, he'll publicly condemn them for their violent toxicity, and then on the other, he's shaking their hand. That's even worse then, right? Maria and Alfie Poe says, maybe a lot of sugars will decide not to buy his book now. Well, they may not have to. I saw a tweet from Meghan's mole. It looks like he's been sending his book to him. Jojo, the approved Jojo Montecito tour. Remember that Twitter account? Apparently she's got a copy. Apparently some of the sugars do have copies of Endgame early. The only way they could have got that is from Omid. So, yeah, it looks like they don't have to buy it all. Whatever. Dax Coco says, the sugars would have blasted this info everywhere. Good on you, Steph. There you go. Let's see. Shaz says, as I said, don't trust him. He's sleek-it and full of hypocrisy and double standards. Yeah, I don't trust him either. I don't either. No. And again, he won't trust me. Fine. Snowflake says, it's okay, we trust you, but he's a snake. Yes. Do I believe he's a snake? Yes. Absolutely. Supernova says, oh, so he's getting backlash for the book. Now he wants Steph to clear up his mess. Okay, let me be very clear on this. No, I ain't clearing up any of his mess. Best believe. I'm really not. I could have done this months ago. I could have done this back in August, guys. I really could have done. But I've already explained why I'm doing it now. I was gathering the receipts. And then I was umming and ahhing because more to do with I was scared that you guys might think that I'm somehow in freaking cahoots with the dude. No. No. And no. It's absolutely laughable, guys, that. It really is. I'm doing this now because if I don't, I'll never do it. I will just not do it. I've got an operation on Wednesday. I don't know when I will be able to film a video or stream again, let alone do this. So I thought, do you know what? Just do it now. Bite the bullet. I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. It's as simple as that. It really, really is. Sergeant George Harrison, thank you so much for the $10 sugar bucks, saying, people, Stef doesn't need to justify or explain herself, accept it or not, but don't pile on her, it's unnecessary. Hey, I'm okay with constructive criticism, and I'm okay to answer that. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, don't be nasty to me. Katie Artist 94 says, I hope you're still going to rip his book apart at least. Oh, just you stay tuned. I'm ready for Endgame. I'm really, really ready for it. Best believe I am ready for it. Mimi, thank you so much for jumping into today's gifting war and gifting 5 leaderships to some of you lucky alter nerds out there. Oh my goodness. That takes us bloody hell to 33 new leaders for today's stream. So thank you so much for that, Mimi. Everyone say hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Mimi. Really, really appreciate that. Mo Faulkner says, I appreciate you telling us about it, but still stand by what I said. He's hateful in his book that's coming out. I do believe he's going to be hateful in his book. I do. It's not going to be... It's not going to be a pro-royal book, really, in the grand scheme of things, right? And regardless of his denials, I don't trust him. I do think Hazard and Megzy had a hand in Endgame. I do. Just the details, especially in the excerpts that have been released. It's like, how would you know if it wasn't from them? It makes zero sense whatsoever for him to turn around and say they had zero input in the book, zero involvement. I just don't get it. Maria 2014, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shaz says, I trust Stef, but I most certainly don't trust Omid. I don't either. Meggy says, if Stef buys the book, 1,200 people at least will not. Well, yeah, I said before, I'll buy it and read it so you guys don't have to. And then I'll do a zillion videos on it before my operation. So there we go. Lulu's mum, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks. Saying, even if Scobie sent you looking for receipts, what he did, that for still makes his intention interesting. We should be asking why, right? Yeah, we should. And I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, why me? Why that video? Why reach out like that? And at the moment, I just don't have an answer at all for it. I still can't figure it out. On the face of it, it's just to set the record straight. But in terms of like ulterior motives, not too sure. And he didn't send me looking for receipts. He said what he said, and I thought, well, hang on a minute. Let me look back even further. It was like I decided to do that, not him. I decided to take down the video. He never asked me. Like, I swear down, never asked me. So, yeah, the whole why bit, why he would reach out to me and that video sparking it, that is a good question. And that is what I've been asking myself for a while now. And in terms of if there's any like ulterior motive, this, that, and the other, you see where I'm coming from? I'm not too sure yet. If I ever crack it, I'll let you guys know. How about that? But there we go. Alison Warren says, but the book was originally coming out in August, Stef, so what did he want from you? Exactly, right? Again, I am not blind. Let me be very clear on this. I'm not blind, yeah? I don't trust him. He don't trust me 100%, right? So I'm very clear on that. But yeah, again, it's why. The timing, the video that sparked it. it's like I do feel like there's something more to it, but I can't put my fingers to what it is, if there is something more to it. I can just only report on what I can, present you with the information, the receipts that I found, and then that's it. That's it. And that's what I've done. Resting Dollface has just become a leader. Everyone say A up to our newest leader, Resting Dollface, that spanked the join button themselves. So really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Brigitte Declare, thank you so much for the £2 sugar buck, saying Stef hasn't once defended him. All the best for Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you. I haven't once defended him. I've just literally showed you what I can, again, integrity, and what I can show you on the record, and what I think is appropriate, just to kind of like give you the full context of what I'm presenting, right? Of what he said, the receipts, and me proving that in the past he has condemned the Sugars and doesn't approve of them. As much as the Sugars thinks that he does, especially when it comes to their vile tactics and their bullying online, he don't approve. The Sugars think that Omid Scobie is their best friend. Not as much as they think. Not as much as they think. That is it. Babsy E says, I don't blame you for trying to blag a free copy. There you go. Why waste your money on abysmal work of fiction? Well, when you put it that way, there you go. There you go. I mean, come on. Come on. Exactly. Like, whilst I've got his ear, I even said it like it's, I termed it like something like a cheeky ask, a cheeky copy. Like, kind of tell him, I'm being a little bit cheeky here, you know what I mean? So, yeah. There you go. There you go. Nero says, in regards to asking for the book, remember the Yorkshireman's motto, hear all, see all, say no, eat all, sup all, pay no, and if ever the does out for no, I'll us do it for the sen. Yes! Oh my goodness! Yorkshire represent! And if you don't understand that, you never will. There we go. Sarai Rios, people attacking Stef on here, and those who don't know Stef's true motives to call Scobie out, they don't know Stef at all. You are true alternates. At the end of the day, I'm more than happy for people to disagree with me, for people, if they have any criticisms, constructive criticisms, I'm more than happy to answer them as well. We're not always going to agree. Absolutely fine. Not a problem. But to me, I've shown you receipts. Sugars, you must be fuming. Tears in Tina, thank you so much for the $5 sugar buck, saying this is why you're my favourite YouTuber. You are fair to all, whether they deserve it or not. Sending positive vibes. Yeah. Do I like Omid? No. Do I trust him? No. But I respect him for reaching out. Fair play, right? Sergeant George Harrison, thank you so much for the $5 sugar buck, saying have to go, Stef, Monday awaits, love to you all. Hey up, Sergeant, thank you so much. Have a good week, appreciate it. Iggy Brothers says people are not understanding that Stef has to show integrity and keep to her word, otherwise she won't have any sources or people giving her information, as they won't trust her. Couldn't have said it better myself. Really can't. SF says, Stef, make sure you have a throw-up bucket next to you while you're reading the book. Definitely will need it, won't I? I will. Sherry says, trying to sell books to your community in Andes, he doesn't need to. You're either going to get it or you're not. A lot of you aren't. And I've said it myself. I'll buy the book and I'll read it so you guys don't have to, all right? That's it. You're either going to get it or you're not. You're not going to fall for his BS. I'm not going to fall for his BS. It's as simple as that. Fine. All I've done is report the facts, right? He reached out to me. This is what he said based on what I can show you, right? These are the receipts that I found. Oh, guess what? He has denounced the sugars. Party time. But I believe he is manipulated. Absolutely. Which is why, the question early on, why? Why that video that sparked him to reach out to me? Oh, is there any underlying reason why he did this? What kind of chess game is he playing here kind of situation? Of course. But to me, I've just reported the facts. He reached out to me. This is what he said based on what I can show you, right? These are the receipts that I found. Damn, he did in the past denounce the sugars. Ta-da! Sugar Squad, he ain't your best mate. Resting Dollface says, why is Omid reaching out? Because Stef is getting some awesome coverage, especially lately. You're being noticed. Keep going. Oh, I'll keep going. I'll keep going. Blue Moon 75 says, we all support Stef. We are voicing our concerns, and there's nothing wrong in doing that. Omid Scobie is as bad as Christopher Boozy, Sarah Data, Ellie Hall. We are very concerned about Stef. Okay. Yeah, he is, as far as I'm concerned, part of the Sussex team. He is, as far as I'm concerned, the cheerleader for Megxie and Hazard. That's why I'm saying all along, do I trust him? No. But then does he trust me? No. Let's keep it real here. We are not best mates. We are not mates at all, right? And I'm more than freaking happy with that. Best believe. I don't need snakes as friends, okay? I've learned the hard way. Now, this is the thing. I know you guys have concerns. Best believe he's not doing a number on me, as far as I'm concerned anyway. There's no manipulation here. I've just literally, what have I just done? Shown you, again, what I can show you, what he said, the receipts that I found. Guess what? What does all that mean? He has denounced the sugars and does not approve of their toxic, vile nature. He has said that in the past publicly. That's it. That's it. No interpretation. It's just, this is what he said. Here are the receipts. What does this mean? Oh my goodness, the receipts are showing that, yeah, actually, Scobie did publicly denounce the sugars in the past for their vile, toxic nature. That's it. That's it. That's it. Kit H says, Scooby-Doo aside, hope Wednesday will go well and we'll all be here when you are back. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Kathy Webb says, hi, Steph. I so look forward to your news every day. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cup of Tea says, Omid has steered you towards these messages on Twitter. Mission accomplished in his eyes. Well, do you know what? Maybe. But it's also a mission accomplished in my eyes. I mentioned to you guys earlier on that back in August, I was on an absolute mission to prove and show the receipts that the Sugar Squad are the vile ones, that they were accusing Andy and I of being the cyberbullies, the harassers, the stalkers, this, that and the other, when actually it's the other way around. It's them that's doing all of that, right? And I was making all these videos to literally put a mirror in front of them and say, hang on a minute, before you spew out all those accusations at us, look in the damn mirror yourself, you dumbasses, right? Did a video on the Sugar Squad that involved Omid Scobie, like I showed you earlier on. And he contacts me now. I showed you all of it and gone through it all, right? As much as I can, right? Mission accomplished in my eyes. Because one of the reasons why I was also doing those videos was to try and get and put pressure on Hazard and Megxie to denounce the Sugar Squad themselves. Because they are so quick to be like, oh, cyberbullying and harassment and all this lot on the internet, this, that and the other. They're quite quick to shout that out when it's against them. But when it's done in their name by their own fans, the Sugar Squad, it's silent. It's crickets as far as I'm concerned. I've not seen any evidence where they've condemned their own fan base, where they've condemned the Sugar Squad for doing it, right? But guess what? I had their cheerleader come out to me saying, hang on a minute, where I'm concerned, Omid here. It's not the case. And I actually do then find receipts that, yeah, it is not the case. He has condemned them publicly. So I've got receipts, proof showing that, yeah, Scobie has condemned the Sugar Squad publicly. You might think mission accomplished in his eyes, but you know what? It's mission accomplished in my eyes. Because it proves then that for the Sussex Squad, Omid Scobie ain't the best mate that they think he is. That's as far as I'm concerned anyway. Oh, triple monkey time. Oh my goodness, it is as well. We will get to it. It's just, there's so many comments right now that I really do think it's important that we do have this conversation. You know what I mean? Because it's very, 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 very important. Margaret Morris says, was he trying to double bluff in saying that he doesn't approve of the sugars? And, you know, I was pretty much saying that earlier on, right? Whether those receipts that I found was a double bluff or not, right? Either way, those tweets exist and they remain. He did publicly denounce the sugars, whether he actually meant it or not, whether it was a double bluff or not, whether he was doing it for optics or he actually meant it. Whichever way you want to look at it, the tweets are there. He denounced the Sugar Squad. Whoopsie doodle. Whoopsie whoopsie doodle. Michelle B says, no one is attacking Stef, but not everyone is in agreement. And that's fine as well. You can agree with me. You can disagree with me. That's absolutely fine with me. It's absolutely Gucci with me. Okay. We're not always going to agree. That's okay. That's okay. I still respect you. And I would hope at the same time you would still respect me. So there we go. Darlene Cochran says, if Steph is wrong, she'll be the first to admit it. There you go. That's, you know, part of this video is actually me admitting that I was wrong with my original video back in August. I have done that before. Margaret McLennan says, there are a few options. Take you down trying to make himself a martyr, trying to cover himself from the backlash, or it's someone else trying to trick you for whatever reason. Could there be a trick? Yes. Do I see that trick? No. I'll be very honest. No, I don't. I do question whether there's an ulterior motive, like I said earlier on, but can't figure that out if there is one. Like I say, if I do figure that out, I'll let you know, but at the moment, no. And best believe he had no idea that I was doing this today at all. He had no idea that this was ever going to happen, just that there was a possibility, right? Because again, there was an agreement that there were certain things I could say in terms of our interaction, which I have done. I did a little bit more just to give you context, but again, it won't harm what's off the record, right? As simple as that. But yeah, this ain't me covering him for the backlash he's getting. No, continue with the backlash. I think it's warranted, absolutely. This, to me, is to prove, guess what, sugars? He don't approve of your message. To me, that's good news. To me, that's mission accomplished. To me, it's like, finally, someone on the Sussex side, the cheerleader of Azza and Megsy, is turning around and saying, Sussex Squad, I do not approve of your message. I do not approve of your vile, toxic nature. Cut it out. Stop it now. Even though it were years ago, yes, if he still continued to do it this day, I think that it would be more stronger for him to do that. But he still did it. Pat Wetzel says, I'm going to buy the book. I'm always running out of toilet paper. Well, yeah. 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 It would be good toilet paper, wouldn't it? Just make sure you don't get any paper cuts. Otherwise, you got paper cuts from Scobie. That would be bad. That would be bad. That would be bad. Coastal Angel 20 says, no manipulation, but the message got you to privatize a video. If I am wrong after a video is released and I find the receipts to show that that video, even a part of it, was wrong, yeah, I'm going to take that video down because it's misinformation. It's wrong. That's what should happen. What's wrong in me doing that? What is wrong in me doing that? To me, there's nothing wrong in doing that. I won't stand by a video still being up on my channel. If I find the receipts to prove that even a little bit of it is wrong, I'm going to take the thing down. And again, me saying that should prove to you guys even further that I am trustworthy, that I don't BS. And the information that I present to you, I 100% believe is true. Not just going to put up anything on this channel. I'm going to vet it to the best of my ability. It's as simple as that. And after a video is released, if I find alternative information, alternative receipts that prove that anything in that video is wrong, it's going to be taken down. If you don't like that, sorry, unsubscribe now. Because that is how I operate. 100%. SC, I like this. Time for a new book entitled Effing Grifters, detailing the antics of scheming Meg. Yeah. Teresa Brown says, one of them went to my Facebook page and took a picture of me from my Facebook page and posted it to Twitter without my knowledge or permission. I felt violated and threatened and I was attacked. Oh yeah, they've done that to me. And doxed me, and they've sent me death threats and threats of harm and just a stream of hate and harassment and bullying. Again, I've done streams exposing them and showing you those DMs, just like I've shown you, you know, the DMs here, right? And the tweets. Same thing with Sugars that I did back in August. Same thing. Yeah, they're absolutely evil, the Sugar Squad. When they can be. When they want to be, right? Gurjit Kaur says, it doesn't matter if denouncing them makes no... it doesn't matter if denouncing them, it makes no difference because they don't care. But if it's against bullying, then he would call it out continuously. Yeah, so... This is a thing. And that was part of his argument in the sense of, you know, you denounce them, but it's like, and I'm paraphrasing here, okay, these aren't his exact words, but it's like talking to a brick wall, right? They're going to do what they want to do and that's it, right? So just stop because it's like a losing war, right? But yeah, as I said before, if he's against it, it would be even stronger and better for him just to continue doing it anyway. Continue making that stand and being consistent in that message. I absolutely agree with that. The fact remains, though, that he has done in the past. Pamela Branson says, you're smarter than those people. Just do what you do best. I will always endeavour. Always endeavour. Cup of Tea says, we definitely care for you, but have to speak up if we think you are getting played. Oh, I understand that. And I understand that, you know, you guys really, really care for me and you are afraid of that particular thing happening. And I absolutely understand. But no. I have really, really thought about this and I can't find any ulterior motive as to this. It was just, you know, looking at it on the face of it, he contacted me to set the record straight, and that's it. That is it. I I then find the receipts to support him setting the record straight. I take down the video in response to that. He never asked me to do that at all. I did that of my own volition. I even showed you the message afterwards to give you context and prove to you, because I knew that there'd then be rumours saying he asked me to do it, he forced me to do it. No, I showed you that wasn't the case whatsoever. He actually encouraged me to put it back up if there were any, like, if I was getting any real trouble for taking down the video. Right? He was like, no, put it back up if you get more trouble. Like, just do that, right? No. I don't think at this point I'm getting played at all. I'm just, if anything, like I said before, reporting the facts. He reached out to me. This is what he said, showing you what I can show you with a little bit of added context just to make sure you know that no nasty rumours really arise from it, i.e. that he forced me to take down that video. No, he did not. He never asked me, he never forced me. That was my own decision. No one can force me to do anything, guys. I think you know that by now. I've got my own mind. I will do what I want to do, and that is freaking it, right? My channel, my rules, get used to it, right? But yeah, showing you then with the receipts to support the notion that, yeah, he has actually publicly condemned them in the past. And yeah, here's the good news. He don't support the Sussex Squad's message, especially when they're vile and they're nasty and they're bullying people. Ta-da! Great, right? Ladybug13 says, congrats, Steph. You do you. Keep up the good work, love. Love your outlook on things. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Sarah L says, I think he's using this as a way to prove that he's not in cohorts with Megxie and Hazza, and that they did not, in fact, dictate the book to him by making it seem he's not aligned with the Sugars. Rewind the live stream, but I will certainly say it again. I totally believe, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that Megxie and Hazza did have a hand in Endgame, even despite Omid Scobie denying that. Firstly, finding freedom, anyone. Secondly, there are details, even in the first excerpt that was released in People, where I'm turning around and I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, how does he know this? How has he got this information? For example, right? So there's the bit in the excerpt, the first one that was released from People, right? We'll go back right to that one, right to the beginning of it all, when he started the PR and released the excerpt. Hazza got a call. It came up as like an unknown call, something like that, unknown number. And Megxie turned around and said, you better get that. I'm paraphrasing here, okay? But that's the gist of that part of the story, right? This was on the day that the late Queen Elizabeth II passed away, right? And this was before he got on the plane to get to Scotland. Two questions I got out of that. Firstly, how does he know that the number came up as an unknown caller or block number or whatever, right? Secondly, how did he then know how Megxie responded? Because in the excerpt, it turns around and he says, normally, Hazza doesn't answer unknown calls. But Megxie was like, you better get that. If Hazza normally doesn't accept unknown calls anyway, right? How does he then know that in this occasion, it was an exception? And that Megxie turned around and said, you better get that call. To me, that was a conversation between two people, Hazza and Megxie, Megxie and Hazza. Where could he have got that information from? Where else? So, do I believe he is in cohorts with the Megxie and Hazza? Yeah, totally believe that. Absolutely. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Like I said before, do I trust him? No. Does he trust me? No. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Absolutely fine. But best believe, I am not blinded. There are no blinkers on here. My eyes are extremely wide open. As his are as well. It's as simple as that. Iggy Brothers says, and that's why we trust you, Steph. Thank you. Thank you. Because if I am wrong about anything, I'm going to let you guys know. I will own up to that. And I will be like, you know what? That video was wrong and this is why. Like I'm doing now. Months later, but I'm doing it now. Usually I would have done it straight away, but as you can appreciate with the Omid Scobie situation, I've already explained anyway why it's taken a little while longer to do this. But yeah. And if there's anything else that I get wrong in the future, then I will come on here and I will correct the record. Do you know what? If I get anything wrong on here, on this stream, I will come back on stream and I will correct the record. But based on the receipts that I've got and information that I've got, this is what I'm standing by at the moment. Fine. I'm not wrong in that. Shelley JF says, did he threaten with a lawsuit to take the video down? No. Categorically, no. I showed you the receipt to prove this wasn't the case, to prove he didn't force me. Let me show you back. Hang on. Let me show you back. There. I knew. Because I've been thinking about this for a while. This is how you know, okay? I've been thinking about this for a while in terms of how to do this and how to give you this information, guys. Because I knew there were going to be a lot of you that would turn around and say he forced me to take that video down, or he asked me, or threatened, or whatever, right? And I want to be fair in this. No, he did not. Look. When I found the receipts in the end, and I messaged him back saying, in good faith, I've taken that video down, he says, I hope you don't think my intention was for the video to be removed, because it honestly hadn't crossed my mind. Not once did he threaten a lawsuit to take the video down. Not once did he ask, request, mention any notion at all of taking that video down. Not once. Not once. I thought it was reasonable to show this part to prove it. Again, being fair. So bear that in mind, all right? Resting Dolphin says, fair question. If he denounces the Sugar Squad, then who is left to buy his book? Doesn't this alienate his target audience? Doesn't it? So much indeed. Doesn't he indeed? Doesn't he indeed? Interesting, right? Like I said, if he was still doing it to this day, then, yeah, his position would be stronger, right? But the fact remains, in the past, he has denounced the Sugar Squad, especially for the vile, toxic hate spewed tweets that they do, right? Don't like the negativity. He don't stand for it. And he's tweeted out saying that. So, yeah, Scobie ain't the best mate that you think he is. He does not approve of your message. He does not approve of your vile, toxic tactics on Twitter, where you think you're defending Megxie and Hazard's honour. Scobie be like, no, that ain't it. Yeah. Hard pill to swallow, right? Catherine Leake says, if there's even a chance a video has incorrect information in it, it should be taken down. It's a matter of integrity in your work. What's on your channel reflects on you. It was right to take it down. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Can't say anything more than that. Yeah. Absolutely. Margaret McLennan says, I'd believe it more if he said it now that he still denounces them, because I don't think he will. Yeah, if he publicly still said it to this day, yeah, it would be stronger, right? But the fact remains, he's done it in the past. Again, whether you think he's doing it for real or he's trying to manipulate just for the optics or he's got an ulterior motive or whatever you think, the fact remains those tweets are there. Tweets are there. Resting Dollface also says, nothing wrong. Integrity is important. Appreciate your integrity. Thank you. And thank you. Appreciate that. Kathy Webb says, Steph, please be careful. I love how you check fact everything. Yeah, and, you know, you can fact check everything as much as you can. And, you know, there's always a possibility that there is something that you miss out that completely then destroys what you thought was right or what you thought was the truth, right? If you find that and you see it and you don't then publicly correct the record from what you said previously on a public platform, then I'm sorry, I don't trust you. You're out. Bye. Shut the front door on the way out. I trust and have more respect in people that turn around and say, right, I reported on this, but guess what? Further information came to light, further evidence receipts came to light, and guess what? I was wrong. But you know, I want to correct the record now. Here we go. I have more respect, and if anything, then my trust goes up even more for a person that does that, rather than a person that reports on something publicly, finds out that actually they were wrong, but then keeps it quiet for whatever reason. Them I do not trust. Black Beauty says, did you fact check the video you posted before you took it down? I thought you only posted facts. Yeah, I did. It was an article from Yahoo. I read it. I looked into it. I did the video. But like I said, when you fact check, we're only human, right? Sometimes there's something that you'll miss that completely then destroys what you said. Then you got to own up to that. And you're going to say, look, you know, I was wrong. Guess what? New information came to light. Here's the information. Here's the receipt. Here's the evidence. That's it. Done then. As simple as that. We're all human and sometimes we get it wrong. I got it wrong. Fine. Here I am setting the record straight. Hi, sugars. Tennessee Nana says, my question is, why didn't Scobie reveal these things about the sugars in his book? But that would be going against Megxie, who apparently loves the sugars. Maybe he didn't want to upset her. Right? By all accounts, this is an attack on the royal family, but not once, from what we know so far, does he criticise Hazza and Megxie. Now, once the book comes out and we get to read it, we'll know for damn certain if he actually criticised Megxie and Hazza in the book. But from what we know so far about it, no criticism of him. Interesting, right? And I don't think he'll mention the sugars in the book only because it's about the royal family. It's not about the sugars. Sophia J says, Steph, off topic, I think the hair colour you have now suits you so nicely. It makes you look much younger. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, off topic. I changed my hair colour only because with the operation that I've got next week, I don't know when I'd next be back in the hair salon. And so as it grows out, it's going to look nicer and more natural than the blonde and then this like streak of roots coming through. Like, it's much better, right? And this is more natural of my natural hair colour. It's lighter than my natural hair colour. My natural hair colour is much darker, but, you know, it's kind of in that arena. Hi, everyone. Anywho. Summer Savage says, we trust you totally. We just don't trust Scobie. Thank you. I appreciate that you trust me totally. And trust that you know that if I do get it wrong, I will always come back on here and I will correct the record. It's as simple as that. We're all human and sometimes we get things wrong. That's okay. What's not okay is getting it wrong publicly and then not correcting the record publicly. That's wrong. Now, not trusting Scobie. Hey, I don't trust him either. Like I said, I don't trust him. And to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't fully trust me. And that's okay. That is way, 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 way okay with me. Totally Gucci. Totally Gucci. Lee Foster says, you're very honest with great integrity, Steph. I just don't see what is being presented as proof he has denounced the Sugar Squad. Fine. If you don't see it, fine. I see it. And there we go. Sophia J says, come on, you guys. Steph said it. He didn't ask to take anything down. And I showed the receipt as well for that. And technically she didn't. It's just private. Well, yeah, technically, I suppose, in that respect. But yeah, by all kind of, what do you call it? By all, I've taken it down, essentially. Sarai Rios says, Steph is no one's fool and she always has receipts and she always corrects herself if something is wrong. And I've done that in the past as well. I don't get everything wrong. I mean, let me be very clear on that. But on the occasion I have, yeah, I've corrected the record, absolutely. Or when I'm streaming and I've got an opinion and someone in the chat has a better opinion that's, you know, more correct than mine, then I'll be like, you know what, I had an opinion, but that person in the chat actually has a better opinion that's more correct. Actually, I changed my mind now. I agree with you. I've done that as well. I'm always open. Always, 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 always open. I'm not close-minded where I'm thinking, that's it, and that's it, and that's it, you know? Always be open to possibilities, right? Kathy Olney says, if they didn't have a hand in it, expected to draw attention to herself and fight it. But I believe they did as usual. You're good, Steph. We know you wouldn't take down... we know you would take down false information. There you go. There you go. Absolutely. There you go. Exactly what he says. And I wanted to show you that bit to make sure that you guys knew and that there was no ambiguity whatsoever and no rumours coming out that he forced me, that he threatened me, that he asked, that he mentioned, alluded, whatever, for me to take down that video. Not once. If anything, he tried to encourage me to put it back up. He tried to encourage me to put it back up. Now, you could argue right there, okay, you could argue right there that maybe he was trying to double bluff me, to put it back up so that false information continued to stay out there so he could actually get me into trouble about that legally. One could argue, potentially, that he was trying to do it for that. Trying to encourage me to put that video back up so that then potentially I could then be in trouble with him. Do you know what I'm talking about? You could argue that. Whether that's true or not, who knows? But that could be one opinion, right? Lee Foster says, no one is attacking Steph's integrity or motives, just questioning Omid's integrity and motives. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Rensky says, I'm just here to say be careful because Scobie may want to target your channel. Bring it. Bring it. I've already spoken to YouTube, especially during the part when the Sussex squad was really like trying to come after me. I mean, I was laughing all the way, but, you know. And YouTube turned around and said, don't worry. Quote, I'm in good standing with YouTube. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Blue Moon 75 says, Omid needs to tweet that he condemns the sugars. He won't. He loves the hate. Look, if he did it today, it would mean much more. The fact is, though, he still did it a couple of years ago. Those tweets exist. If he did it today, as I said before, if he did it today, it'd be even better, right? Even better. LC says he's just tipped his hat to your influence. Seriously. Yeah. I've thought about that. It's like, why me? Like, there are so many channels out there. Why me? Why this video? Yeah. Somehow. Even Andy said it when I was speaking to Andy, and I was just generally speaking to Andy to get his advice on things, because Andy has dealt with like this kind of correspondence before with quote unquote, let's say, sources. We'll just categorize them all as sources, right? An umbrella term. If you guys think of a better term, let me know, but let's just say that for now, right? And so I gave Andy like the general gist of, you know, what I was dealing with. And it was like, hang on a minute, you know, how do I deal with this? Like, I've got no clue. I'm like a deer in the headlights here. I've never had anything happen like this before, as you can appreciate. What the hell? Like, what do I do? And, you know, Andy gave me some advice in terms of how he deals with, you know, again, just umbrella term sources, right? Again, if you've got a better term for Omid Scobie, let me know. But I'm just umbrella term kind of situation, right? I'm not calling him a source. It's just the only term that comes to mind right now, if that makes sense. And Andy gave me some really good advice in terms of how he deals with this kind of contact. Let's put it that way. And so I just followed that through. That's all I did. I just followed that through. Andy has done this for years. And so, yeah, he didn't steer me in the wrong direction. He made sure he didn't. And yeah, Andy just supported me and gave me the best advice that I needed to be able to deal with this situation as best as I could. That was it. But yeah. Megan's Mole says, why are you the only YouTuber out of all of us that is contacted to spin this narrative? It's somehow to do with that video. Maybe he was getting heat from the journalist community. I don't know. But either way, to me, it's good news. He's denounced the Sugar Squad. He isn't best friends with the Sugar Squad. The Sugar Squad, he's not your best mate. Not as best friends as you think he is. For me, anyway. I don't know. But yeah. It's, I mean, I said it before. Why me? What? That fly again is really bugging me. Yeah, why me? I've said that before and I'll say it again. Why me? I don't know. But like I said, video that I released was technically incorrect because he has denounced them in the past. So I did take it down again for my integrity, honesty, all that lot, like I've explained before. And then B, all I've done is present the DMs, what I can show, okay, with a little bit more, again, to provide context so that there was no nasty rumours that would be released, i.e. he forced, he threatened, he coerced, he asked me, whatever, to take the video down. Not at all. B, showed you the receipts that I found. And C, my conclusion. He's denounced the sugars. There you go. That's it. I don't know. Why he picked me in the end. If I ever find out, I'll let you guys know. If I'm ever wrong about anything else, I will let you guys know. Sarah L says, Nate the lawyer apparently got a message as well. Yeah, I saw that earlier on and I said to Nate, I'll message him, I'll DM him and have a word with him about it. and find out what's going on there. So, yeah, it's... Yeah. Yeah. If I find anything else out, I'll let you know. But at the state of play, from what I know so far and what I can show you so far, this is it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Lynn Strope says, you got it slightly wrong. He denounced them a long time ago. He needs to do it now. Yeah, I mean, I said before, you know, he denounced them a long time ago. Fine, I grant you that. And it would be even stronger if you continue to do it to this day. He hasn't. He doesn't. Essentially, the rationale behind it is when you're dealing with the Sugar Squad, they're going to do it anyway. They're talking to a brick wall. They're going to do it anyway regardless, right? So, no point. It's like you're battling a losing war, right? But if he did it today, the position would be even stronger for him, as far as I'm concerned. I agree with you all on that. Totally, 100%, abso-freaking-lutely. Totally. LC says, again, this is a feather in your hat. Stef, he realised your influence. Maybe. But Meghan's Mole is right. Why me? He has also contacted Nate as well. So again, why Nate as well? But, you know, personally for me, why me? There are other channels that are much bigger than me, that have bigger influence than me. So, why me? If I ever figure it out, I'll let you guys know. If I ever find out, I'll let you guys know. If I ever get anything else wrong, I will let you guys know, right? On the occasion that I do. Let me be very clear on that. Brandy Carr says, always appreciate your openness and transparency. Stef, you're the best. Thank you. Appreciate that. I can't be anything but open and transparent, you know? This is the information that I've got. These are the receipts that I've got. Based on the receipts, this is my conclusion. I'm not going to say something that I don't believe in. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to BS you. I'm not going to put out shiz that I'm not 100% backing. It's just not me. I say what I say and that's it. There's no filter. Between my brain and my gob, there's no filter. Quality control up and left years ago. Best believe they did. Best believe they did. So that's it. That's it. Civil Defence UK, Murky Meg, 111,000 subs. Yeah. Like I said, you know, there's, I mean, Meghan's Mole as well, right? She's much more influential than me. She's bigger than me. I've got a lot of respect for Meghan's Mole. Absolutely adore her. She's a lovely, lovely person, right? But he contacts me. Again, if I figure it out or find out, I'll let you guys know as I'm dropping my pen because I'm an absolute doofus right now. Got it back. It's my favourite pen. Hi, sugars. Yeah, I went. Summer Savage says, this video is taking away book buyers. Okay. Angela says, you already showed the world that you have more balls than certain men because you owned up to your mistakes. You rock, Steph. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. When you find people that own up to their mistakes publicly, when they say something publicly that's a mistake, they should own up to it as well, publicly. And when people do that, you should have more trust in them and more respect for them. So thank you, Angela. I appreciate that. Shelley Jeff says, did he contact anyone else? Well, Nate said earlier on that apparently he was contacted by Omid Scobie as well. So I'll have a word with Nate and see if there's anything that he can potentially illuminate. Because, yeah, for all those that don't know, like, you know, us YouTubers, we are friends, you know, behind the stream, behind the videos, you know, we are all mates. We all do respect each other. We all do talk. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, let's not spam the chat, guys. Let's be respectful and be nice to each other, okay? Even if we disagree with each other, that's absolutely fine. But let's be respectful and let's be nice about it, okay? Let's not be sugars about it. Hey, that should be a new term. Let's not be sugars about it. There you go. Margaret Morris says, Steph, I'd like to see anyone try to make you do anything that you didn't want to. Exactly. They would certainly get the nearest cactus laced with chili oil and shoved up their backside if they tried to make me do anything I didn't want to. Best believe. Take care, lovely girl. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. SSJB says, I do not trust Scooby-Doo. I don't either. But again, let's be fair. You don't fully trust me either. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Because I am very, 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 very secure in who I am and what I do and what I know. Best believe. There are probably things that I know. And I'm not even, this is not hyperbole right now, okay? Right? This is not hyperbole. Best believe what I'm about to say right now is freaking true. I know things from people that would probably get me 1 million views. Plus. Without fail. Done. Guaranteed. But I don't do those videos. Why? Because they were told to me in confidence. Because they were told to me off the record. It's as simple as that. So, no, I don't trust Scooby-Doo as far as good for him. It's absolutely. He don't trust me. Fine. But I'm fine with that. Because I'm secure in myself knowing that I am trustworthy. 100%. Done and dusted. And if he don't trust me 100%, well, whatevs. I know I am trustworthy 100%. And I'm very, very secure in knowing that. Mama T, thank you so much for the Mr. Green Blob saying thank you and the $10 sugar bucks. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Catherine Leek says he's been nasty to or blocked most of the YouTubers. They wouldn't listen to him. Plus, I don't remember that article being reported by anyone else. Maybe that's why he picked you. Potentially, yeah, maybe. Maybe. But this is a thing, right? When the opportunity arises to be able to hear out someone from the other side, take it. Take it. Why? Because you get to learn more about the other side, right? How they think, what they say, what they do. You get to learn more about that. You're less ignorant. That's a good thing. Now, to me, when you hear the other side, be skeptical. Have your shield up, right? Get your critical thinking hat on, right? Totally. When the opportunity arises where the other side is reaching out to you and wants to have a very civil, very polite conversation because, I'll give them that respect, it was, then I am open to listening. Am I open to fully believe? No. Am I open to fully trust? No. But I'm open to listen and to hear them out. Totally. Otherwise, I'm just in my own echo chamber. And no disrespect then, I'm no better than a freaking sugar then at that point, am I? And again, we're not sugars. We're better than that. We are better than that. Where they do not want to hear our side, where they do not want to consider our perspective, our point of view, and their automatic reflex is to call us racist, sexist, misogynist, haters, cyberbullies, harassment, stalkers, all that lot. When the other side wants to come to me in a very respectful and cordial way to have a conversation, you won't find me as such. I'm better than that. We're better than sugars. We will hear the other side out. But again, we'll have our shield up. We will be skeptical. And we will have our critical thinking hat on. Best believe. DJ Tazzy B. Hey up, Stef. I got here late, so I have to watch on the replay. Keep fighting the good fight, and thank you for keeping it 100% with us. You are appreciated. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Millie says, does it matter if he denounces the Sugar Squad? He is, in my opinion, friends with the grifters. That is his problem. Well, that's not the only problem that he's got. Let's put it that way. In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. But yeah, it does matter that he denounces the Sugar Squad. Why? Because it lessens their perceived legitimacy, right? For them to think that what they are doing, right, with their hate, with their attacks, with their cyberbullying, with their harassment, with their death threats, with their threats to harm, right? They think that they are doing that whilst having the support of Hazza and Meg's cheerleader, Omid Scobie. Guess what? That ain't the case. So to me, knowing that, a little bit of their legitimacy has just been knocked out. Perceived legitimacy, should I say. Because they don't have the support of Omid Scobie as much as they think they do. Do you get it now? The whole point of the series that I did back in August, right, was to get Hazza and Megzy to put pressure on them to denounce the Sugar Squad. Because if they're so quick to say that they do not support cyberbullying, cyber harassment, and threats and all that lot online, right, when it's done against them, then they should do the same when it's done in their name, in their backyard, by their own fans, by their own Sugar Squad, right? Now, did we get that? Of course not. But guess what? We got the next best thing as far as I'm concerned. Hazza and Meg's cheerleader doing it. Now, again, whether you believe that he did it just for optics, or he did it for real, or there's a manipulation going on, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Right, whatever, those tweets still remain. Asif Siddiqui says, hi Steph, do you think that Omid was worried about the way his book has been received? He contacted you for support as he's looking for people on YouTube who could take his side with evidence. He contacted me back in August, way before Endgame is being released, right, this month. He contacted me in August, way after it was announced that Endgame was being pushed back in terms of its release. So this has nothing to do with the release of Endgame. I want to be very, very clear on that. I've already explained to you why I'm doing this now, but let me give you the Cliff Notes version of it, right? When I got this communication back in August, I'll be very honest with you, I was like a deer in the headlights. I've never had this kind of communication before, right? And so I explained the gist, the overall situation, okay, to Andy, who has dealt with this kind of communication before, right? Many, many times. I needed to get advice on how to deal with this situation because I'd never been in this before, right? He gave me advice. I dealt with it. I looked for the receipts. I got them. Then it was a case of before I lose this, I'll get this up. But I'm still answering you, Stef. And then it was a case of, I was getting a bit scared then with the information that I did have. Because I didn't want you guys to think that I was being a mouthpiece for him, or somehow gone on the dark side and I'm now Team Sussex, because I'm not, or somehow in cahoots with the dude. No way. No way. I don't trust him. He don't trust me. I'm fine with that. You know? And so then I started getting in my head and getting paranoid. But then it was like, look, this all started from a video that's wrong. Even a part of it was wrong, right? And so I did need to own up to that in the end and publicly confirm to you guys, look, this is his video. This was the gist of it. Guess what? I was wrong. But hang on a minute, because this is a bit different. Because I had Omid Scobie reach out to me. So it was a case of how to deal with all of that and be able to very, very, very clearly say, under no circumstances am I working with Omid Scobie. Under no circumstances am I in cahoots with him. There was that communication in August. That's it. I ain't spoken to him since. I don't need to speak to him. With this done. That's it. Cleared up, done, dusted, end of. I did the cheeky ask at the end, because why not, right? I might as well take the opportunity whilst I've got his ear. You want to send a cheeky copy my way? I'm more than happy with that. You know, get an advance copy. I won't say no. Do you know, whilst I've got his ear, of course I'm going to take my chance. You know, why not, right? I'm a Yorkshire lass. We take our chances where we find them, right? But, yeah, it's why it's taken so long, because of the Scobie of it all. That's the way I can tell. It's the only way I can say it. In terms of A, how to deal with it, and B, how to present and communicate this information to you so that you know under no circumstances that I am in cahoots with him, that I'm working with him, that I'm under his spell, or anything like that. No freaking way. All right, no way. And you have my promise, my assurance, as I've done today. If there's anything else in the future on occasion that I've got wrong, I will do exactly the same thing. I will do another video and I will explain to you, guess what? This video, what I said here was wrong and here's why. That's it. Diane Webster says, Stef, Omid Scobie's probably has monitored your channel and realised that you're honest and fair to both sides. Stay your course. Yeah. I am very fair. And yeah, I am very fair. Yeah, I would like to say I'm very fair. Yeah, totally. Like I said, there have been times, and again, no one's asked me to do this. No one's forced me to do this. No one's coerced me or anything else. I have done videos defending Megsy and Azza. Yeah, I have done. When I think it's warranted. You guys may disagree. That's absolutely fine to do. But I'm only going to put out content that I 100% back. Because ultimately, you trust me. And I don't take that for granted. End of. Civil Defence UK, nice. Place me on a timeout. Thank your sad mods. Well, firstly, thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks. Secondly, I trust my mods 100%. Apologies that you were offended by the timeout. Maybe it was an accident because, you know, the chat's going so fast. Sometimes it's a YouTube thing. Sometimes when you're trying to time someone out, you click on that someone, but the chat moves so fast that it then clicks on someone else below it and you get timed out instead accidentally. So it could have just been that, because I've modded for channels in the past and that's happened to me and I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? I've just timed out the wrong person, damn it! And again, I've just dropped my pen. One moment. Oh. Where's my pen? Here's my pen. I've just got this fascination just holding this pen right now and just going all over with it. There we go. Anyway. So, yeah, it could have just been an accident. So apologies if it was. Let's see. Gurjit Kaur says, Stef, you say he doesn't trust you either, but it doesn't matter if he does, as he's the one who reached out. He should have known that was a risk. Why is he so concerned what you think? that goes back to the question that I've still not been able to figure out or find an answer to. Why me? Why me? Why that particular video? There's been lots of videos about Omid Scobie. Why did that one touch a nerve? And why me? Again, there are bigger, better YouTubers out there that have done this for longer. Again, Meghan Markle's one. Sue Smith is another one that I highly respect, right? Jesus, they're all rogue. Absolutely adore him. He's another. Lady C. Oh my goodness, Lady C. Right? Whether you agree with her, believe her or not, you gotta respect her. My goodness, right? Yeah, why me? Still, why me, right? Like someone said earlier on, maybe it's because, I don't know. Maybe it's because there's an element where, I have, defended Hauser and Megxie in the past, and he might have seen that and thought that maybe, like, I don't know. But let me be very clear on this, and I've always said this, I will only defend Hauser and Megxie when I think is the right thing to do, right? When I think it, whatever's happening is unfair, or, I've got a way about it, like that kind of thing, right? And again, that should show, again, my integrity and my honesty. And I know, let's be very clear on this, I know that when I do a video on the occasion where I'm defending Hauser and Megxie, whether it's a video or stream, I know, let's put it this way, I know the views are not going to be as good, right? But I don't do that for the views. I do it because I think it's right, The majority of the times I criticise Hauser and Megxie for good reason, right? Because it's what they say and what they do as far as I'm concerned. But on the other hand, I've got to try and be balanced. And when there's the occasion where I think, hang on a minute, they need defending here. I don't agree with this entirely, what's going on here. I'm going to speak up and I'm going to say it. Now, whether you agree with that or not, entirely your right and entirely your decision. But I'm going to do what I feel is right. Like any other YouTuber, like Meghan Markle, like Sue Smith, like Jesus at the Raw Rogue, right? Like any other YouTuber that you watch and the countless others that I haven't mentioned, they will always present the information and tell you what they think is right, and they will believe in it. And that is it. We all have integrity. We all have honesty. We all are trustworthy. It's as simple as that. I hope that makes sense. Teresa Brown says, question, does anyone think that Sussex squad strokes sugars are dangerous and could attack a member of the royal family? Okay. Based on my personal experience of the sugar squad, do I believe that they are dangerous? Hell yes. I showed you guys the receipts. I showed you their DMs that they were sending me, the death threats, the threats of harm, the cyberbullying, the harassment, the doxing that they did to me, everything. Yeah, they're dangerous. To the point where I contacted the police, and yeah, they're looking out for me. So yeah, totally believe they're dangerous. Do I think that they could attack, let's say anyone, royal family, anyone? I think anyone has the capability to attack. It's always a possibility, right? The possibility is heightened when you are dealing with a group that has no qualms in sending death threats and threats of harm. That's just one step away of actually doing it, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. Diane Webster says, he probably realises you are fair, honest, and gives credit when due. Protect yourself, leave your cell phone in a pocket where you can meet him and feel less whatever you're saying there. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely protecting myself. Yeah, totally. And yeah, I try and be fair and honest and give credit when due. Absolutely. Totally. It's the right, I always try and do what's the right thing. What is the right thing to do? And I try and follow that. Sometimes you'll get it wrong. Sometimes I'll get it wrong. We're not always perfect, right? OO says, respecting the truth and communicating with those you report on shows. Respecting the truth and communicating with those you report on shows integrity and respect. That's all. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. What else you guys saying? Chi Chalker says, has Omid ever condemned Harry and Meghan for publicly backing the Sugars? No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. And that's a good point. No, he has not. To my knowledge. No. And I do believe Megxian has publicly backed the Sugars because they've taken pictures with the Sugars. They've congratulated the Sugars. There was a report. I actually made a video on it where they congratulated a sugar who was associated, let's say, with an account that was spewing hate and vile messages. So, yeah, totally agree with that. No, he hasn't, to my knowledge. Lulu's mum says, Steph, you think he'd ever come on your show? That would be a kick-ass first interview. I don't think he would. But if he wanted to, I wouldn't say no. Again, we're not Sugars. We're better than Sugars, right? We are open to hearing the opposite side when it's done in a calm, respectful, cordial way, right? Now, will it end up that we'll agree in the end? Probably not. But along the way, we might learn something about each other. We might learn something about each other's perspective that makes us less ignorant of each other's side, right? That's always a good thing in my book. I'm kind of going into like my conflict resolution mode here back at my university days, but that's basically the gist of it. So yeah. Would I ever think he'd come? No. But if he ever asked, I'd certainly be willing to do it. So you guys get to hear him out as well. Will I go soft and easy on him? Hell no. Hell no. Which is why I don't think he'd come on anyway. Would I be fair? Yes. But would it be a hard talk? Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I would really go in with the hard questions for him. It won't be a softball interview at all. It'd be fair. Best believe it would be fair, of course. But it ain't going to be a soft interview. Which ultimately is me turning around and saying that's the reason why I don't think he'd come on anyway. And that's fine. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Laurie EDB says, Steph, stop doubting yourself. Appreciate the attention this will bring you. Yeah. I'm proud that I've actually, like, how do I put this, right? Like, I see it on a semi-regular basis, right? You know, Andy gets like these big exclusives and, you know, how he deals with them and everything. And I'm in awe. And then all of a sudden, it happens to me. And it's like, Andy, help. I'm like, what the hell? How is this happening right now? But yeah, I've seen like when he like breaks exclusives, this, that, and the other, the attention that it gets him and how he deals with that. And so I'm just kind of following his mold, following how he deals with it all. And I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh my goodness, I'm doing it. Hi, everyone. You know, but in terms of doubting myself, let's put it this way. If I'm ever lucky to get another exclusive again, next time it'll be easier. I've done it the once to its conclusion now. So now I know how to deal with it again, if it ever happens again. But yeah, apart from that, I've already told you my reasons why it took a while for me to do this. Joe Sosa, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks. Saying, thanks for keeping it real. I'll never trust a word Scobie says. Controversy creates cash. There is that. There is that. Sarai Rios says, Stef's modding is unnerving. I made so many mistakes trying to mod. I'm glad I don't mod on this channel. Fair play. Robin says, thank you for the transparency. You're welcome. If Scooby-Doo is playing both sides, this just shows at minimum the hypocrisy. Exactly. 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 Either way, right? He's either condemning the Sugars and not co-signing their vile, hateful tactics. So he's not the best friend that they think he is, right? Which means their legitimacy from Megxie and Hazard's cheerleader is gone. And in addition to that, if this is the case, playing both sides, then that also shows the hypocrisy and the potential two-facedness. Either way, the Sugars, it's a case of, yeah, Scobie's not the best friend that you think he is. And the legitimacy that they think they're getting from Megxie and Hazard's cheerleader, yeah, it's not there as much as they think it is. Whoopsie dude. Yeah. Lulu's mum said, even Andy has said everyone should try to see both sides. Each of us are not always right. I love a good debate. Yeah. Yeah. And even before I met Andy, like I said, with the training that I have had in conflict resolution for 3 years under my degree that I've got, you know, I am trained in the art of conversation and the art of negotiation, this, that, and the other, right? And the only way for a conversation to actually happen, first and foremost, is that you have to be tolerant of the other side in terms of what they're going to bring to the table, right? Now, it's up to you whether then, once it comes to the table, you're going to accept it or not. Then that's another thing altogether. You got to be open and tolerant to what they're going to say in the first place, to then determine, right, are you going to accept it or not? Or accept a little bit of it, some of it, all of it, whatever, right? If not, then no conversations happen at all. And both sides are like this, and nothing happens, nothing changes. You don't learn anything, they don't learn anything, and the ignorance remains. Right? When you have a conversation with someone on the other side, right? No matter what you think, you still learn something. You still learn something. And guess what? In this era, in this day and age, best believe, knowledge is currency. Knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more power you've got. Just remember that. Yo-Yummy says, the royal grift is amazing right from the beginning. I salute the royal grift. Absolutely. Harry Lowe says, you look at both sides and you are the one in the middle. Yeah. I didn't think of it that way. Thanks, Boozy. Yeah, true. Civil Defence UK, Megan's Mole, Stef the Alternate. I work for Google and watch your channels. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you, Google, for confirming that I'm still in good standing with you guys. Not this dude, but, you know, when I spoke to YouTube support a few months back. I'm still in good standing. Yay. What else you guys are saying? Let's have a look. Drifter7458 says, whatever you decide, make sure that you stay safe. Yeah, you stay safe as much as you can. Absolutely. I do take that to heart. Absolutely. Diane Kianyena says, and hopefully I've pronounced that right. If not, my apologies. Says, thanks for the Sunday afternoon stream. Thanks for balancing both sides honestly and always watch your back. Your instincts will guide you well. Thank you. And yeah, whatever I discuss, I will do it with honesty. What I believe in. Absolutely. Always watch my back. Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that, Diane. Appreciate that. Teresa Brown says, Steph, I can believe that they could attack a member of the royal family. They really hate Catherine and her kids, and I think one of them will attack a member of the royal family. As I mentioned earlier on, anyone has the capacity to attack, right? It's our own moral compass that stops us from doing so. When you are dealing with someone that has no qualms in sending death threats, harassment, bullying, doxing, threats to harm, to me, you're just a step away from actually doing it physically. Absolutely. Absolutely. Angie Nielsen, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. Saying, good luck, Wednesday, heal fast. I go under the knife Monday. Well, good luck for you for Monday, for tomorrow. My goodness. Well, actually, technically for me today, because it's Monday now, but yeah, good luck to you. My goodness. I hope you heal fast as well. I think I want to sneeze. Maybe not. Okay, that was a false alarm. Moving swiftly on. Jay. Steph, your integrity in bringing the news stroke info on these two ultimate losers, Megsy and Hazard, is bay. Is bay? I'm going to take that as you saying is good. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you, thank you. Lulu's mum says, would love to see that interview between myself and Omid Scobie. But I think he'd come on because he knows you would be fair in your questions. Maybe. 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 Yeah, if you're lurking, you know, do me a favour, smash the like button, mate. Yeah, why not? Why not? Wild Tribe Claire, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, saying the truth sets us free, you've done the right thing. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Jay says, your integrity is beyond reproach, Steph. Thank you, I appreciate that. Wancho says, I believe in you, Steph. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Shaz says, he said in a recent interview he's never had surgery on his face. And then Meghan's mole put up 2 pics of him before he got famous and now was so funny. Yeah, I saw that. And I'm like, dude, are you trying to do an MJ here and be like, for years say, I've never had surgery, it's just me growing up kind of thing. And you know, it actually turns out you did kind of thing. I mean, this is a thing, right? And I said this before and I'll say this again, you know, I'll never like comment on someone's looks or anything like that, right? That's not this channel, okay? However, if Omid Scobie is turning around and saying he's never had surgery on his face, I'm like, I mean, that's up to you, right? I don't think there's anything wrong in having plastic surgery. You know, that's your own personal decision, your own personal choice. You do you. I don't see anything wrong with it. Not for me, but, you know, don't see anything wrong with it. But if he's actually saying that, I'm like, well, hang on a minute. When we see the receipts, and I saw Meghan's mole tweet, I know exactly the one you're talking about. I'm like, dude, the pictures are telling me something else. Like, these pictures do not make sense. You know? So, yeah. Sarario says, it would be so over-the-top cool if Steph ever got contacted by King Charles or any other royal. Oh, yeah. I think I'd be having kittens at that point. Totally. Drifter7458 says, never be in awe of other people. You are a star in your own right. Oh, thanks. And some of these people are in awe of you. Yeah, I'll never get my head around that. Each and every experience in life is a chance to learn, which you have more than proved you do. Thank you. Anything you experience is a chance to learn. Anything you experience, any conversation you have is a chance to get more knowledge, to be less ignorant. We're all ignorant. Every single one of us are ignorant about something, right? Whether you'll admit to it or not is another thing altogether, but we are. And if there's a chance to lessen that ignorance, I'm going to take it. I don't know about you, but I'll take it. Elaine says, "Say, Steph, left you a few messages on the Dragon Teas. When you get a chance, check it out. Was it on Twitter, Instagram, email? Let me know. Blessings to you on your surgery. Heal and return soon. You'll be missed. Thank you." Let's see what else she's saying. Oh, really? Wendy says, "Did you know that dog blood work is the same as humans?" I didn't know that. Really? I mean, I trust you because you know your shiz, Wendy, when it comes to this, but wow. Okay, fair enough. Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Right. Okay, I get it now, Jay. Thank you. I get it. And Jean Rick has just jumped in and be like, "Just to remind you all, there's a gifting war going on. Gifting a leadership to one of you lucky lots out there." So everyone say, "Hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of Jean Rick." My goodness, that takes us to a whopping 35 new leaders for today's stream. So thank you so much for that, guys. Appreciate it. Oh my goodness, I spoke too soon. Shaz be like, "I know there's a gifting war going on. Gifting 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lot out there." So everyone say, "Hey, up to our newest leaders, courtesy of both Jean, Rick and Shaz." My goodness, that takes us to a whopping 40 new leaders for today's stream. So thank you so much for that, guys. That's absolutely amazing. My goodness. Wow. Okay. Kitsy Bit says, "It's almost a quadruple monkey." I know, right? Oh, my goodness. And we haven't played the monkey yet because I've just been chatting to you because this has been an extremely important stream where, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm presenting information, but this is different. This is something we've never, you know, on this channel dealt with before. So it's best, you know, as a community that we talk about it, right? And I'm glad that we have done. So there you go, guys. There you go. That's all, folks. That's all, folks. I am actually going to wind down this stream because, yeah, no rest for the wicked. I'm actually staying up. My family are going back to Italy today, and I've got to meet them at 4 o'clock, pick them up and take them to the airport. And it's now 1 o'clock. So there's no point going back to bed because that ain't going to happen. So I'm going to stay up and, yeah, deal with some channel stuff in the background, take my family to the airport, make sure they're all Gucci, see them off, that all, and then come back home and then sleep. And then sleep for a couple of hours. But yeah, it looks like we're kind of winding down anyway with this stream. So if anyone has any last minute super chat stickers, wants to jump into today's gifting wars or join as a member or has any comments, last minute comments, now is your time to make them because I will be ending this stream shortly. Shaz says, "Steph, how was your visit and the lasagna parcels?" Well, the Italy visit was very, very well. My family had a wonderful, wonderful time here. I was able to take them to a couple of different parts of Yorkshire. Done a bit of travelling in Yorkshire, to be fair, from where I'm at. Went down to London. That was nice as well with them. And yeah, they were here today. Well, yesterday now for me. And yeah, they tried my lasagna parcels and they liked them. They actually approved. To get that approval from my Italian family is pretty awesome. And yeah, hosted them, made them a meal, had fun, chatted, all that lot. They're really, really happy with my home. They really, really do think I'm settled in and, you know, happy for me. And they approve of the home as well. They really, really think it's cute and nice. And yeah, it's great to have that approval, in all honesty, from them. So yeah, pretty cool. So there we are. Let's see. Just scrolling down. Gail Andres, oh my goodness. Just snuck in there with the $1.99 sugar bucks and the ginger doggy farting arts moment. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. My goodness. Oh my goodness, really? Denise says it's 5 p.m. here on the west coast of the US. Great stream today, Steph. Great, give hugs to the family. Thank you. Appreciate that. Tia Zintina says, thank you for another great stream. We'll be thinking of you on Wednesday and sending our thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery. Thank you so much. Jackie Swan says, thanks for the stream, Steph. Can't say I enjoyed the topic, but I respect your integrity and your honesty. Good luck with your surgery. Best wishes for a speedy recovery. Thank you so much for that. Ms. M says, love your lovely necklace, Steph. Appreciate it. Thanks. Teresa says, thank you for all the mentions, Steph. Take care. Off to bed shortly. Fair play. You're very welcome. And I think I saw one up here. Hang on a minute. Omid was saying he didn't like anyone calling anyone names like morons. Oh, hang on. Really? No. That definitely proves then he's been watching. Hang on. Let me have a look. As far as I'm concerned, anyway. Let me have a look. I don't see it. Unless it's on my tweet. Let me have a look. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down, but it doesn't look like... I don't see that. If you're able to send me the link, that'd be cool, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, no, I was saying he didn't like name calling like you calling Mars. Oh, yeah. That's fine. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm like, really? He actually mentioned morons? It's like, then he is like watching, isn't he? Okay. Right, guys. Yeah, I think at this point I'm gonna end it. So yeah, first and foremost, thank you so much to everyone that tuned in. A very, very different Daily Nerd live stream. Thank you to everyone that's heard me out. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or whatever, absolutely fine, not a problem. But yeah, thank you for everyone for your comments, for being cordial, for being respectful, for your constructive criticism, for your agreements, for your non-agreements. I appreciate them all. Thank you so much to everyone that joined and took part into today's gifting wars. We got to 40 new leaders for today's stream. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much to everyone that liked this stream, that spanked the like button. We got to 1,993 likes as of the end of this stream. So thank you so much for spanking the like button. And by the way, you thought I'd forget? Get your dancing monkey shoes on, because we just achieved a monkey, guys! And not just that, it was a triple monkey. So thank you so much, you guys, for that. Also, as well, thank you to everyone that spanked the subscribe button. We increased to 79,671 alternerds in the community. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for all your comments, for everyone that tuned in and heard me out. Again, whether you agree, disagree, or whatever, absolutely up to you guys, but I want to make it very clear that, to me, my eyes are wide open. I've not been manipulated. I've not been coerced. Like, seriously, that is just not me as far as I'm concerned. And I've just literally reported, he's contacted me. This is what he said. This is what I found. Uh-oh, sugars. That's pretty much it. With that being said, your Daily Nerds will continue tomorrow and on Tuesday. There will also be a leader-only stream for November. It'll either be on Monday or Tuesday. So leaders, look out for the message on the community board, and I'll let you know nearer the time when that is going to happen. I appreciate you all. My goodness, what a stream this has been, right, guys? And until the next time, laters!